Hey y'all, I appreciate y'all coming by to check on little old me. I'm here. Gotta get back into the YouTube groove. Chopping up to. Gonna deviate a little bit from my original plan because we'll be here till about 5 o'clock in the morning if we do that. But was watching Theo the other day, Do Better Podcast. Shout out Theo, if you watching. Um, and he did a review on this video, and I thought it was interesting. There were a couple of things that I wanted to talk about, so we're gonna get into it. Y'all probably know this dude. What's his name? She size Z or whatever. What's up, VBN? And he was doing a review about this chick. He was talking about she's got high standards, so she doesn't do coffee dates. So yeah, go ahead and get your coffee, Derek,
Go ahead and get your coffee. So we're gonna take a quick peek at that because it was just stuff I didn't understand. Hopefully y'all provide some context, black men. You know what? Got an all black men, all black man audience. I love it. Let's get into it real quick. For you together.
Broke, and they all kind of sound the same. They all kind of look alike. No more wasting time. Let's get it.
So one of my rules is I don't do coffee or drink dates. Now, I understand that some women like this or prefer this because it's a quick turnaround, 30 to 45 minutes. If you don't like him, you can get out of there. It works for some people. If you like it, I love it. This video is not for you. Keep scrolling.
Alrighty, guys, just given Los Angeles. You know, I haven't lived here for a couple of years now.
Hang on. Y'all gotta stop shopping, getting notifications. Ma'am. I still don't quite get the expectation of I've known you 3 weeks via instant, via DM and text message conversations, and I'm gonna spend about 2 hours with you, but you should basically spend your whole mortgage on me. Philosophy. I don't get it. Where'd that come from? Who's participating in that? Who's participating in it? Because I feel like, then back up, I don't feel, I have seen that in order for a group of people to adopt ideology, I can't talk today, y'all. They've actually had to see this, most times they've seen it in practice. So in order for these, I ain't even gonna call them hyenas because we might not even be on that level yet. For these females to assume that it's not unreasonable to expect high-end treatment, behavior, experiences, so forth and so on for somebody you just met, you've had to have seen this take place somewhere. I just want to know where. Where? Where? It's crazy to me. Where have y'all seen this taking place? Because I don't get it. I don't. I promise you, I don't get it. But let's get back to it.
Now, I can tell.
However, for me, as for me and my household, we're going to have higher standards. I'm talking to this guy, and
you can have whatever the hell you want
for a couple days, and he started talking about meeting up.
Hold it. So you've been talking for a couple of days. What about you talking to this guy for a couple of days? Yeah, prime time. You might be on to something, these Disney movies, because I'm just confused. A couple of days. So you've been talking to this guy for a couple of days, and you already feel like you at the point where you can start digging in this dude's pockets or even questioning him about his pockets. Yeah. His ponytail's doing something else. Y'all caught me. Wash day is tomorrow, so y'all got to excuse the ponytail. But we're a couple of days in, so money shouldn't even be anything that's on your mind. Or is it me? Because again, I have not been actively dating for quite a while. So has the game really changed that much, y'all? Like I'm like seriously, because I mean, like I'm getting myself together to go back out, put myself back out there, and I don't want to be looking crazy. So I need to know, is this really how I need to be conducting myself? Because I want to be prepared. Like I don't want to be looking crazy. So this is what we need to be doing. Give a guy my number on Sunday, and then by Friday, I'm trying to figure out how much I can get him to spend on this date. Is that what I need to be doing? Is that the move? Y'all let me know. Let me know. Well, let's continue on. Right. Yeah, let's continue on.
So he said, we should get together over some pear and lychee cocktails soon. And I said, that's really sweet, but I prefer dinner. I like to get dressed up. Now, I always try to say,
hold it. We can't look nice to go have drinks. Because I've been to some bars and lounges that actually, you know what I'm saying, were, you know what I'm saying, more together than a lot of restaurants I've been to in my lifetime. So we can't look nice to go have a couple drinks. This is really what this is what it's come to. Because see, after that comment for me, this video should really be almost done. But unfortunately, it's not. So, look. Well, what's the difference, VB? Because in their mind, I'm sure they're dating with a purpose. What's the difference? Oh snap! What's up, big sis, bestie? Messing with Michon in the house. I'm thinking they, in their mind, maybe I'm giving them too much credit that they dating with a purpose, but we'll see. But yeah, she don't want to go for drinks. She want to get dressed up. So, okay. I get that, VB. What I'm saying, in her mind, I'm sure her dating this dude is supposed to lead into marriage. Michon, we talking about Black women and these unrealistic expectations that they label standards when it comes to meeting men for the first time, like the first date. This broad is on here talking about she not doing coffee dates because she got higher standards, and I'm just trying to examine, you know, how I need to be conducting myself on future dates. Do I need to follow this track, or do I need to do what I intended to do in the first place? So that's where we are. So let's keep going. So yeah, he wants to meet up for drinks. She wants to go to dinner because she want to get dressed up as if she can't put these same clothes on and go have 2 or 3 drinks. But let's go. Yeah, these biatches is too much, girl. They too much. This too much. But let's keep rolling.
It nicely, because I don't want to be like, I don't accept drink dates. Like, you don't have to be mean. You don't have to be. You can be nice about it. But let's just say I prefer dinner because I like to get dressed up.
Let's not forget how she just shit on every woman who accepts coffee dates as having low standards.
Exactly.
Drink the coffee. It'll make you feel better.
Let's keep listening.
And he said, I see. What type of places do you have in mind? So I sent him a list of places that I've been like wanting to try.
Right there. Bruh, sir, you, okay. Men, since we run it like 90% men in this chat. When did it become customary for you as the man to invite a woman out and then ask her where she want to go? When that start? Okay. See, he said that's a simp. See, I'm more inclined to agree with you on this prime time, because I mean, like I said, it's been a while since I've been on a date, but I'm used to you know, I want to take you out. You know, I was thinking we could, you know, do A, B, C, and D, or, you know what I'm saying, if that doesn't work, then we can do, you know what I'm saying, X, Y, Z. What is this? Y'all want to take you out? Tell me where you want to go. And that is like giving the other person all of the control. Because what if, you know what I'm saying, a guy asked me out and he, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, where you want to go? And then I break out with, yeah, I want to go to STX, STK. I want to go to State 48, yeah, all of these places where one person's bill is gonna be about we talking about $200 a piece. And this dude might be, you know what I'm saying? This might be he just paid his mortgage. So, you know, this might be the short check, you know, where we really need to be trying to go to like Longhorn or something. But because he gave me the option of where we going, now he either got the, you know what I'm saying, go in the hock, so to speak, to try to pay for this, or come up with some excuse as to why he want to back this up, which could potentially turn me off, and you got a whole nother thing. Like, what happened to the man having a plan? What happened? Because he just gave this bargain basement potential prostitute the upper hand. Because again, I was raised, you know what I'm saying, with the if I go out with you, I'm not ordering anything I can't pay for if you can't pay. I'm not ordering anything that I don't have the means to pay for right then and there if something goes awry. These broads, excuse me, these broads be going out with these men. The men don't have the money to pay. They damn sure ain't got the money to pay. So somebody's dipping off at the bathroom. Because there's another video out, some chick, she got left at the table and the dude dipped out. I haven't watched it yet, so that's why we ain't talking about that right now. We might get into that tomorrow. But let's continue on with this, because this so-called having standard shit sounds like that's why she making videos instead of being on dates. But let's continue on.
Try all sorts of different budgets. Okay, it ranges from like medium to a little bit higher, all different locations.
But how are you going to determine somebody else's budget?
What works for him, you know, timing and budget wise.
What is going on with dating now? You send them a list of restaurants that you want to go to. Guys, imagine you're a guy who has a list of restaurants that you want to go to and try, and you don't have to pay for them. This is exactly the ideal situation you'd want, right? A situation where you can leverage men to go food tasting and eating at a bunch of spots that you think are worthy of your standards. Insane.
Basically, maybe it's just me, y'all. I don't want to experiment in front of people I don't know. That's just me. I don't want to be in an environment that I'm not familiar with, on top of being with somebody I'm not familiar with. That just, to me, sounds like a complete recipe for disaster. So if it's a restaurant that I'm really digging, like I've really, you know, researched and I've heard about and I really want to go to, guess what, y'all? I'm going by myself. Or I'm gonna go with a good friend. Because for one, if it's still have a little date etiquette left. Thank you, bonus. And if the food is on point, I'm gonna eat. I'm not gonna give y'all the you know what I'm saying, best impression, you know, push the food around the plate because I don't want to look greedy. Hell no. If it's banging, I'm gonna eat. So let me go by myself and experience that, and then later on we get to that level that I can go and I know what to expect. But I'm not going to experiment in front of people I don't really know. That's just me. Yeah, I'm gonna eat. I'm being real. I'm gonna eat. I'm not playing no games. So yeah, like this steakhouse that just opened up uptown here in Charlotte. It was actually supposed to open in summertime, so I was hoping it would have been open for my birthday, so me and my dad could go since he was here. But it opened like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I'm going by myself because I feel like I'm gonna have to throw down, and I don't want to be sitting in front of some guy that I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, make the best impression if you know what I'm saying, have the best, you know, make sure he has the best view of me, and I'm sitting here with this 25-ounce porterhouse sitting in front. Y'all, I love steak, sitting in front of me. I'm going to town. I might even forget he at the table. So let me go and experience that by myself, and then we don't have to worry about that. And then, like, if I go with him, I might just get some chicken or something, you know. But yeah, we're not gonna do that. No. So this. We gonna use the man to experiment. That's just real bargain basement and broke. That is like broke hustler mentality. Or am I missing something? That's broke hustler. Like, as my grandmother would say, don't be here if you can't be here. Don't even do it. Just like with the whole Cheesecake Factory chick. She, you know what I'm saying, was all geeked up and, you know, trying to make dude feel bad about going to Aria. Go to Aria for happy hour. Come on out, because it's really kind of basic. I mean, like, it has, like, you know what I'm saying, all that ambiance and all of that. But I mean, like, if you getting down to the meat of it, like, it's better places you can spend your money. Seriously. How's OV been? Like, so I think for y'all, they just get caught up in name and want to, you know, name drop and make it sound like they're really doing more than what they're doing. But in the end, people who know. So people like me who was watching her screaming and hollering about Aria was like, "Bitch, what? Go to the Cheesecake Factory. You gonna have a better experience." So, right. But let's see if we can tread on through this nonsense. She talking crazy.
Dane. And of course, guys, you know, it's coffee, so it's personal. Let's keep listening.
So I sent the list of places. He says, these places sound really nice. I think it'll be fun to get to know each other over some nice.
See, bro, you played your whole hand.
But I wanted to let you know up front that if we were to meet at one of those places, I'm comfortable splitting the check. I usually will do drinks or something on the simpler end for the first meetup to see if there's a connection first. Mm-hmm. So my thing is,
what's your thing?
I don't like the coffee or drink date because they're trying to audition you.
Bitch, ain't that what you doing? Ain't that what you doing? What am I missing? Ain't that what you doing? Whatever. That sounds like the same thing to me. You trying to see what he about, what you can get up out of him, and he like, this is what you can have up front, which I respect. Straight up, I respect. Exactly, successful him. Finesse gone bad. That part right there. Yeah, this is the same thing. This yeah, you trying to get all of the bag, and he like, I'm a unfold the bag. I'm not gonna dig in it. I'm just gonna unfold it in front of your ass, and we gonna keep on moving. So when you can't negotiate, this is what happens when you can't negotiate your rate. Now I told y'all in my video a couple weeks back about the new prostitution rates was out. She must have been paying attention. This brother must have been listening to me too, because he's like, yeah, I'm not paying that. I'm not paying that freight. Not gonna do it. Yeah, they stay broke, like for real prime time, like literally, because I work with a lot of these chicks. They stay broke. They stay with the, you know what I'm saying, yo, can I, can I get 25 till, you know what I'm saying, payday? That they stay with, you know what I'm saying, activating what's the rush cards and all that, you get your paycheck a couple days early so they can try to have a little gas money. They stay with the foolishness. They stay with the foolishness. Oh, thank you, Michon. I appreciate the cash app. Girl, yeah, these broads stay with the foolishness. The foolishness. But again, that part right there. He said, what happened to black being beautiful? She put yeah. And the thing, she's not a bad looking chick, since we jumped into that. She's not a bad looking chick, but it's not all what you want us to think it is. It's not. Yeah, if a man jumped through that, yeah, Yeah, you're right though, BB. We talked about that earlier. These hoops. That we need to get into that, but we're gonna finish this and then we're gonna get into that because I need some clarification on a couple things. But let's continue on.
See if you are worth an actual dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. And what's the problem with that?
This is the thing for me. Like, I know men.
Right.
The number one thing men are judging you off of is your looks, right? When they see
he did that before he asked you out.
Be like, okay, how beautiful is she? Is she put together? Do I find her attractive? Right? That's the number one thing. Your personality may come second, sure, but the first thing is how you look, right? So, with that in mind, my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer costs $32.
Oh my gosh, not this.
That part right there. Like, ma'am, if you was all of that, you wouldn't need $32 NARS. Let's be for real, because the coverage on NARS really ain't all of that. It's all right. I mean, it's depending on what you got going on, it'll get the job done. But if you really trying to get to your sorcery, NARS ain't what you want. But again, don't put it on. If you feel like what he's offering you is not, NARS worthy, then don't put it on. That's just like if I'm going out on a date with a guy and he's like, you told me you like steak, Longhorn is my spot, we can go there, chill. I'm not gonna pull out, I'm not gonna pull out the $600 heels to go to Longhorn. We're gonna scale it back. I'm just saying. So, ma'am, if you got a problem with putting on $100 worth of makeup to go to the Starbucks, then damn it, don't put it on. But make sure you show up at the Starbucks because this dude might be able to buy you $300 worth of makeup. This is all I'm saying. This is all it's real ghetto. It's real ghetto. And then my thing is, you black. Why you wearing NARS? That's not a black brand. See, that kind of nonsense is why we can't find fashion fair. Ladies, y'all remember fashion fair back in the day? Your grandmamas and your aunties and your mamas used to wear that good fashion fair. Y'all remember that? In the pink case. That's why they ought to be that's around you hollering about some damn NARS. Oh Lord, these youngins, y'all, these youngins, I can't. It's too much. It's way too much. But I'm just saying, hell, folks have spent all day at Starbucks. Most people don't go to Starbucks and actually stay there and buy one coffee. Then you look up they 3, 4, 5 in. So you multiply that at $8, $9 a piece. You spend a little change at Starbucks. So I don't know what she's talking about. But let us continue on with her shenanigans and foolishness.
And I saw this on another video and decided to ignore it. I decided to ignore it. It was some chick, and I hope she's not about to do this, who was tallying up the cost of all the items she used to get ready before the date and justified that, right? The expenses on the makeup, on the weave, on the lashes, all the shit that men say, hey,
they don't
you don't have to go that hard at that, and probably really don't care about the way you do, and using that expense as a justification for not accepting the coffee date, as in you must match the value of that. You know what else I'm not feeling, man? I don't like how she assumes it. Men just show up to dates and they're not taking care of themselves. Men who are out here bagging women are taking care of themselves. They are working on their presentation. They're dressing better. They take showers. They're using nice deodorant, right? They smell good. They're using cologne. I don't like that because the truth is,
what is all of this? These chicks be on, especially on Kendra G and all these other so-called dating shows talking about they don't want men who stink. Where the hell are y'all coming across men who stink? Because I don't have that problem. I don't come across them at the gas station. I don't come across them at the grocery store. I don't come across them at Walgreens. I don't come across them at Target. I don't come across them at Walmart. I don't come across them in the doctor's office. Where in the hell are y'all rolling up on men who stink? I would love to know. So hell, if men who stink are approaching you, that sounds like more of a you problem than a them problem. Because why they feeling good, why they comfortable rolling up on you stinking? And hell, I've been in the bathroom behind some of y'all. Hell, how the hell can y'all smell them over y'all rotten twats? Woo, y'all! I have some rotten twat in the public bathroom, honey. What's going on, Theo? How you doing? I'm just saying. I don't know how you smelling them over you, but let us continue. Let us continue. I can't take it. It's too much.
Men who are serious about improving themselves do invest in themselves. They use products like the sponsor of today's video, Tiege Henley. How do I know that Tiege Henley is the number?
Roll up through past two. We don't need Tiege. I'm sure y'all familiar with them. We gonna keep on trucking.
Yeah. Sure, there's no hair on my body, and then come and spend 2 hours of my time talking to you for an $8 coffee or a $16 cocktail.
Hold it, ho. Hold it, ho. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Again, that's shit you supposed to do anyway. Wet, well, shaving, using lotion, oil, whatever it is y'all use to keep the ash off and keep your shit supple. Getting your feet done, your nails, your hair. That's basic shit. Like, that should have nothing to do with meeting a man. You should have been doing all of that anyway, whether you met a man today or not. Hell, that's a bonus. You supposed to keep, as my grandma said, keep your shit tight at all times. This we got to go get our nails done and get waxed and all that. You shouldn't even have in your mind that he got an opportunity to even see your ass, see if you got any hair or not. Y'all some hoes. Y'all some hoes. Y'all ain't got no twat control. Y'all can't help it. It is completely, all these situations y'all end up in is y'all damn fault. You done went from we going out so I can try to get to know you to see if we could potentially have something going to I got to get waxed in case, you know what I'm saying, I decide I want to get him some. What the hell? That's what I'm talking about. This right here, Mona. Speak to him. Speak to him. I'm just saying, what are we doing? What are we doing? Yeah, for $8, damn right, for $8 coffee, because that's $8 I ain't got to spend at the Starbucks. Because y'all went the other day, y'all. You know, since the Christmas, you know, is back to peppermint mocha and the creme brulee and the gingerbread. Don't y'all know when I got through customizing that thing was $11? Mm-hmm. Take me to Starbucks. That's $11 I don't have to spend. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yeah, take me. She tripping. Yeah, world tour. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That cat out there with the weekend. Mm-hmm. Foolishness. But let us continue. Yeah, do all of that. Do that because you have some pride in yourself. It shouldn't have nothing to do with what you can get out of a man. Mm-hmm.
Be oh so for real. Let's take it even deeper.
That is for real.
Right.
When women go out with a man that they do not know, they take a huge risk. Men are crazy. Okay, do you watch the news? Like 1 in 5 men.
Hold it. Men crazy? Because I've been watching Snap and I've been seeing women killing men, black women to be specific. So where's this all this risk taking coming in? Well, where's all this risk? Hell, if you don't know him, he don't know you. So why would what you doing outweigh what he doing? Yeah, that part. Because she talking real sideways and crazy. And I just don't understand what black women, where did y'all pick this up at? Where did y'all this huge risk? Hell, you take the same risk leaving out your house going to work. And you do most of that by your damn self. You meeting a man at Starbucks, you know what I'm saying, for some coffee. It's a whole store full of people sitting up in there. It's all kind of security cameras. All kind of police and security stuff outside. Y'all, I don't know about where y'all live, but here, if you want to find the police, take your ass to Starbucks. Starbucks and Chipotle, and it's 3 places in Charlotte with Starbucks and Chipotle in the same shopping center. So it's police all over the place. So where's all this risk? Where's the risk? Men crazy? No, y'all helpers is crazy. I've been watching y'all kill men all day long on TV. I'm confused. All this risk. I need her to educate me. So let me quit talking so she can get me up to speed on this risk that we as women take meeting men in public establishments.
Are violent. He could unalive you, he could RAPE you, he could stalk you, he could harass you if he feels like it. Like, it is very dangerous.
Ain't y'all like to throwing drinks on people?
Man, you have to share your location with your mom and your friend.
No, you don't.
So let me get this straight.
No, you
Let's
don't.
entertain this delusion, by the way. Extremely, this is crazy. Let's entertain it for a second. So let's enter her world here. You're trying to lower the risk involved in figuring out the right type of partner that suits you. And I don't think that's the goal here, by the way, but let's assume that's the goal. It would make sense that you would want to meet somebody for that coffee date so you can quickly figure out if they're that type of a person versus having that man who you think is unhinged invest in you only to be let down in the long run.
That's
the justification for men to go out here and spend money on modern women today who really, a lot of them don't offer much or don't think they have to do anything. They don't have to qualify. They think all they literally have to do is have a pretty face. There's a bunch of pretty faces out here, especially in Los Angeles. It's insane. And then you actually think about like the value of the makeup that you're using. I mean, let's really calculate if it's $50 for that foundation or $100.
You're not using the whole thing at one time.
Calculate the cost. Then wouldn't you actually be spending a whole lot less because you're not using the full container of that makeup? And what's the value of that? I mean, let's get really ridiculous. This whole thing is crazy. And the worst part is she doesn't drink coffee.
No, I'll have a tea actually.
To send a screen recording of his Hinge
Robert.
profile and the conversation that you guys had so that if you go missing, they have context. You have to.
How in the hell? Whoa. How in the hell do you go missing from the Starbucks and nobody knows anything? I did a video that'll be premiering tomorrow. This chick was in the casino. She's a hooker. Oh, low budget asshole. She solicited the man. The man accepted. He paid her. They got all of this on film, y'all, on the security camera. Her solicited him paying her, them getting on the elevator, them walking in the room, her coming out the room, her leaving out the hotel, the cab she got in, what went on in the cab, and the cab driver had her on tape because he was recording the whole conversation, what went on. How you missing? She ain't aware of all the whole transaction with this man went down on film, but this heifer on here talking about folks coming up missing at Starbucks. When? when the hell this when people who coming up missing at the Starbucks? Love to know who. All this risk, and you got to tell your mama, and you got to bitch. We do that when we leave the country. Okay, that's what I leave the country. Yeah, look, daddy, I'm going here with such and such and such and such. Here, copy of my boarding pass. That. I don't. What is this be coming up missing nonsense about? Well, you got to be screenshotting you. First off, stop having all them damn interactions. Talk to somebody on the telephone and get some real information, because you can say whatever you want to on the screen. What come out your mouth is something different. Stay off the internet. Stop with the texting. Stop with the DMs. Stop with the WhatsApp. Stop with all that foolishness and pick up the damn telephone. Reach out. Was it reach out and touch? Wasn't that used to be the slogan? Was that Bell South back in the day? Shit. Reach out and touch somebody. But y'all paying for these ragged ass iPhones and all that nonsense. Use them. Call somebody. Here's somebody. I'm not understanding. I mean, if you're a man and I'm into you, there ain't nothing like me hearing your voice. I'll be upset when I don't hear your voice. If a day go by, I'll be upset. Like, y'all bitches need to get back on it. Yes, reach out and touch. Reach out and touch. That part, Michon. All this damn technology they're gonna find me. I have 2 cell phones and a tablet. I keep with me at all times. If you can't find me off of one of them, I don't want you to find me. Let me put it to you like that. That's it. Yeah, reach out. Yes, reach out, touch. Yes. So y'all need to make it do what it do. She talking crazy as hell. And I'm just trying to figure out where she got this from. Like, is there a class or something that I missed where you learn all these raggedy tropes and assumptions and how to put it all together and supposedly make it work for you, but still sound stupid at the same time? I missed that class. We didn't. The nuns didn't teach that. I missed it because this don't even make no sense. So you got the, because no, she done mentioned a mama, a homegirl. I ain't heard nothing about no daddy. No well. Which might be why you in these type of predicaments if you run up on crazy people and all this different kind of stuff. That might be why. But let's continue on because child, she about to make my head hurt.
Every half an hour while you're with him to let her know that you haven't been beheaded. You have
beheaded, bitch. What?
So that he doesn't know what kind of car you have, and just in case he's crazy. And then when you get home, you have to text somebody to tell them that you made.
Girl, stop it. Stop playing. Stop playing. First of all, these are thotonomics. Okay, all right. So you trying to tell me in the course of 30 minutes, you arrived at the stop at the restaurant, you met this man, he done knocked you fuck out, drug you up out the restaurant without any type of no questioning, no altercation, nobody looking funny, nobody trying to stop him, and he done cut your damn head off. All that in a half hour. The hell kind of killers y'all dealing with? I need to know. All that stuff took place in a half hour's time. Because me personally, if I'm out with you and you picking up the phone every 30 minutes and you're not a bail bondsman or a EMT or a doctor or something that requires, you know what I'm saying, you to be on call or something, you gonna need this. What the hell every 30 minutes? What? I'm not keeping your attention. That's what's happening. I'm not keeping your attention. Let me know, and we can go ahead and let this ride. I'm just trying to understand how all this shit happened in a half hour's time. How many? That part right there. It's not the queen of hoes. I don't want to do this. Like, yeah, they got one hell of an imagination. One hell of an imagination, Tisa. I appreciate you stopping by, girl. Appreciate that. Cause yeah. So my thing is, even if he did manage to get you out the restaurant, where did he put the hatchet? Cause y'all do know we just had Halloween, so y'all done see Michael Myers and Freddy and Jason and all of them. Like, you gonna need one, and anybody who studied any type of anatomy, you need one hell of a hatchet or a hatchet, you need something if you're gonna decapitate a bitch. Where the hell is he hiding this? He just going whoosh, whoosh, and you done for. That's your head rolling down the damn street. And then where he putting you? Because if he had one piece when you was all together. Now that he done decapitated your ass, now you got 2 pieces to deal with. How the hell is this working? I got questions. About how this works. So he got the head here and the rest of your body just hanging. I'm confused about how this works. I'm confused. He done decapitated you in the course of a half hour. Okay. All right, girl. Because you about to get funny. That part, blood. Yeah. Yeah, that part, the blood. Yeah, what we doing? The blood. I need y'all to explain some things to me, because this don't even make no damn sense. This don't make no sense, but let's continue on.
Made it home alive. Men aren't doing that. They don't have to worry when they meet a woman that they do not know that their lives will be in danger. Like
yes, they do.
Men benefit from just being seen with you in public, okay? If you
wait, how men benefiting by being seen with a bitch they don't know and the people they know don't know you? How they where's the benefit in that? Where? That part, yeah. Okay, so but I've told y'all about education. Education today is not like education of 40 years ago, where you actually went to school and they taught you how to, think and take concepts and apply them to your, apply them into your real world situations in real time, and you actually understood what the hell is going on. Now school is you go, they give you this book, they tell you how much you need to memorize, you make sure you memorize it, they give you a test, you put it back on the paper, and then they'll tell you whether or not you're smart. Girl, Fado, that's my show, Tisa, and I will be doing reviews of Fatal Attraction on True Crime Tuesdays on my sister channel on Lady Leo Networks. Y'all, I'll be getting information out on that with our new programming lineup. Yeah, all day long, getting killed in behind foolishness. The way y'all getting, because I mean, hell, I've done it. You know what I'm saying? Back in my youth, you know what I'm saying? I had friends. I ain't gonna say it. I'm gonna tell some of my business. I had this one friend. I tell you, that was my girl, and she always would find herself in some type of, you know what I'm saying, damn near fatal attraction, stalker type of situations with these dudes. But it would always be she's supposed to be the sneaky link, but then she trying to, you know what I'm saying, elevate her position, and then she getting, you know what I'm saying, flexed on, and she mad. So like literally, y'all remember that show Cheaters? Y'all know about Cheaters, because you like Mona was reviewing Cheaters. They ain't had nothing on me. Hell, I could have taught them something. You talking about what find you? Like it would be nothing to get off and comb the city looking for folks and find them. I'm talking about full police sitting in the car. We don't stop at Wendy's and got something to eat. Surveillance. For real surveillance. Like she talking about coffee. I'm talking about y'all rolling with Stanley now. We've been rolling with Stanley back on the thermos. I'm talking about with coffee. Yeah. You think you gonna get nope. We would find you. So if I can do all of that and I'm not invested in you, imagine what these heifers doing now that they are investing in these Negroes. And you talking about men not taking any risk. Hell, men taking more risk. Because again, if you know what I'm saying, fall off the wheel and go and do something to this man, all you got to do when you get caught is turn around and say you was abused. It was a toxic situation, and they're gonna let you go. But that man stone cold dead, laid up on the slab. I'm sitting in class watching the autopsy, trying to get some class credit because you done killed him because you was feeling some type of way that he wasn't rolling with you like that. But you took the risk in meeting him, but you didn't take no risk when you went over there and killed him. Okay, I'm just saying. So this whole risk situation in today's world, men's risk far outweigh the woman's risk, which is why I'm having a hard time understanding why men are not being more cautious. That I don't. Why y'all not being more cautious with who you roll with and who you don't roll with? But maybe that might be another day. I'll get an answer. But let's continue on. We ain't got much more to go.
Are beautiful.
Right. Thank you, sir.
Wow.
Poised, well dressed. It reflects well on him. People look at him and they think, oh wow.
But you should, prime time.
Probably has money. You know what? He's probably a good guy if he can pull her. And this is especially so if you are more attractive than him. If he's fugly or he's overweight or he's short, they're like, oh yeah, he must have money in order to be able to pull a baddie like
Men
that.
don't think
my
like
thing
that.
is like, what's in it for women? We've already spent more money than you by just putting our makeup on. We're in danger. Like, what's in it for us? So then all of that, plus this man is a pharmacist. Okay, you mean to tell me you make upwards of $150,000 per year, but you can't take me to 120 to maybe $200 dinner?
No
a smart pharmacist.
No,
a smart pharmacist.
2 drinks, an appetizer, 2 entrees, and a dessert. Like, and that kind of thing. Look, men are supposed to be on their like best behavior when they're doing a first interaction.
Everybody should be on their best behavior.
That is when they are at their absolute best. So if he's being cheap now for a first interaction, he's going to be cheap on your birthday. He's going to be cheap on Christmas. Like that kind of thing, that only gets worse. It never gets better. That is the type of man that's going to want you to work full time, pay half the rent when you guys move in together, do the majority of the housework because he doesn't want to hire a housekeeper. Plan.
I'm so tired of y'all with this housekeeper bullshit. Why do y'all want to keep people in your damn house? Y'all ain't learned nothing from Gwen Stefani and them damn Kardashians and Arnold Schwarzenegger and all of them motherfuckers. All of them had bitches in their house and none of that turned out well. None. You get outside cheering, shit missing, folk all in your business. No, your life is out of order. Your man lose. Let me turn y'all on some knowledge my grandmama gave you a long time ago. When you fight for and demand the title of wife, and then you get it and you can't live up to it, men lose respect for you. And when they lose respect for you, ain't no telling what the hell might happen. So do the bare minimum. Treat that man with some respect. Y'all don't take heed to the message. Where's she at? Where take heed? Because she laid this down earlier. Treat that man with some respect. Have some pride. Have some pride in you, but definitely have some pride in him. Stop all this hemming and hawing about, first of all, cooking, cleaning, you know what I'm saying, having, you know what I'm saying, things together and having a process, a structure of, you know what I'm saying, how you do. You should have had all of that together prior to meeting this man. You should have had, you know what I'm saying, how you take care of yourself, how you keep yourself put together. You shouldn't have to put no shit together. You should put it together one time and it stay together. Because last time I checked once, you know what I'm saying, the dudes brought my bed and they put that bitch together. It's been together since. What is this? We got to get put together every day. It's foolishness. Anyway, how you take care of you inside and out, how you take care of where you lay your head inside and out. Well, hell, women, you ain't even got to take care of the outside of where you lay your damn head. Men do that. Men cutting grass. Men trimming hedges. Men, you know what I'm saying, calling tree trim and all that kind of nonsense. Y'all ain't doing so. All you got to do is take care of where you lay your head in the inside. You should already know how to do it. But y'all bitches act like that's too much work. You should already know how to feed you. So since you an expert at feeding you adding another person to the mix shouldn't be no problem. This shouldn't be a problem. Damn. If you know how to cook for you and then you had leftovers to take to work, you cooking for you and him should not be a problem. What we got to figure out and plan and all this bullshit. Y'all need to quit playing. Y'all know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing. And men, I need y'all to figure out these bitches don't know what they're doing before you get hooked up with them on paper. But Jason said, don't give them any kind of leverage. Don't knock them up. Don't marry them. Don't move them up in your spot. Definitely don't move up in their spot. RBN been telling y'all, do not move up in these bitches' spot because it's gonna be some trouble. This is simple. These are simple rules to live by. So again, all of this being cheap. Because your version of cheap might not be my version of cheap. Like, what is the price tag on being cheap? Because I don't know. And again, just because it being expensive and you having good taste, they are not synonymous. You could spend a whole lot of money and the shit look a hot mess, or you could take your ass to Target and have your stuff laid out. People think you spend big money. You need to have taste. Fuck how much it costs. Point blank, period. But let us continue.
Most of the things.
This chick thinks she's going to marry somebody who's going to afford a housekeeper.
That's the first shit y'all want to do is get out of doing
right here. These exact type of women who end up 50, 40, single, and still trying to lock down that high value male. Mm-hmm. Men who hire housekeepers are not looking for you. They're not looking for you. And when I say that, I mean they're not looking for a chick who's given this type of mindset, right? Mm-hmm. This modern woman mentality of get yours, get over by any means. Let's keep listening.
And then after you do your 16-hour shift of labor, he's going to want you to be happy and sexy for him, for his...
What the hell is doing 16 hours?
That's the kind of life you're looking at. So you know what? Good for this man for asserting his boundary. He did it very nicely. And it showed me what his attitude or approach is when it comes to dating new women. And ultimately it gave me the opportunities to choose. And I have my boundaries too, so I chose to not accept it. And so I didn't respond or anything. I didn't bargain with him or try to justify anything. I just quietly unmatched him.
I ain't no doctor.
I wasn't gonna let him play in my face. But obviously if you're on TikTok, this is not irregular discourse. This is very popular. The Red Pill podcast men are always talking about all of these things. So it's not uncommon. Men are trying to get away with this these days. They're trying to see
get away with
what they can do. They're trying to get at you for less than $20.
They're getting smarter. Shout out to that man for drinking coffee, first of all. Mm-hmm. But they're getting smart. Why would any man invest a couple of $100 on some chick and quickly find out 15 minutes into the conversation that he's not into you? Which guys have to remember is that a lot of these women out here are dating multiple guys. Mm-hmm. And
hold it. Yeah. Look here, y'all. The main problem is these bitches don't have anything to say. So it's gonna be easier to go to dinner and sit up in the restaurant because every couple minutes you got your wait staff coming to make sure you good, you ordering your stuff, you got other things going on that you can mention and try to keep the conversation going. But if you stand up in Starbucks, it's kind of pretty much you and them. So if you ain't got a damn thing to say, it's not gonna take them long to figure out you don't have anything to say. And most people just not gonna sit there and just be staring at you just for the sake of staring at you. Bitch, you was never that cute. Not never. So women, you might want to get your conversation game. No, forget get it up to speed. Establish one. Because y'all have an established conversation. Conversation is an art. That's actually a class that I had to take. Might want to bring that back. Y'all, this is pitiful. I just don't understand how this is a standard and how anybody's going along with this. So men, again, y'all, I'm gonna drop the link because I need y'all to explain to me how this going down. Because I don't get it. I need y'all to explain this to me. Have y'all been in this situation? Have y'all been bothered with these type of chicks? See, that's what I'm talking about, Tisa. Because this is sometimes this stuff you can't get in a restaurant. You can't do it. And you just got 2 weeks ago, when I posted on my community tab, y'all, I have been wanting them pork chops for a week. I was like, there's nowhere in this city I'm gonna be able to go get this cabbage. So what did I do? Went to the grocery store, bought what I needed. Well, bought what I didn't have because most of that I already had. And I got my ass in front of the stove and I got to work. And I sat down and I ate and I had the best time and I was done with it. This is not it. This is not it. And this is what y'all doing? So I really haven't missed much. Oh, Jesus, be offense. I really haven't missed much. Okay. It's pitiful. It is pitiful that this is what y'all got going on out here in these streets. It's pitiful. Standards. I'm in danger. So are there levels to the danger? Is the level of danger the same at 8 o'clock that it is at 1:15? Like what's somebody get me up to speed on the danger? And what's the danger? Is the danger leaving your house going to the Starbucks? And then once you get to the Starbucks parking lot, the danger's over until you actually get in the Starbucks and sit down in front of this guy, then the danger start all up again? Or is it just complete, or is it danger the whole process? Or is the danger only starting once you sit down in front of this man? I got questions. What's the danger? But what's going on, VBN? What's the danger, sir? Where's the danger? You there, VBN? We can't hear you.
Hold on, I think my audio is off. I say something again.
You good? We hear you.
You just seem low to me, man. It could be me on my end. Yeah, to answer your question, it's a flat lie. There's no studies, there's no statistics, there's no data to support this talking point that women, particularly Black women, are in danger. It's totally made up. The fact is that women are living in the safest time in human history here in America. They've never been more safer. That's the facts. And their behavior supports that. They go anywhere they want to go and do whatever they want to do and say whatever they want to anybody. Period.
Okay. So what is it gonna take for men to stop participating in this foolishness?
Say that again, I'm sorry.
I said, what is it gonna take for men to stop participating in this nonsense and foolishness? Because that's the only way this is gonna stop.
Well, the first it's gonna have to come in phases. And the first phase is these old ninjas need to die off because they're a huge part of spreading this lie, and they say it themselves and they allow it to be said. And that's why one of the number one things that these type of girls say, oh, my daddy warned me, my daddy. And they get mad at me when I come on here and say, fuck your punk ass daddy, he lied to you. It's not true. This is not true. We've never. I was on a podcast last week, and the girl was supposed to paint her perfect date, and she started out making herself a victim in her own perfect date scenario. I'm like, are you serious right now? She was asked to describe her ideal date, her perfect date, and she started out right off the rip trying to play the victim. And she couldn't even, painted this story about getting kidnapped out of Applebee's or something.
Okay, because this girl was just talking about getting abducted and beheaded and all this damn foolishness. Where did shit come from?
That's what I'm saying to you. It's a lie.
And never came back.
They can't tell you one example of this ever happening anywhere in this country. Anywhere. This would be, the only abduction that we all could remember in recent years, and I mean decades, of a Black woman was down there in Alabama when the girl faked it. And that was a fake. It was a hoax. Before that, name an abduction of a Black woman that you can remember. I'll wait. Hell, really. Ain't nobody out here kidnapping black women in broad daylight or at all.
Yeah, we ain't valuable like that.
And if they so scared, stay home. Stop going out. Stop going to the chicken restaurant at midnight with your son and arguing with the knockout king. How about stop doing that since you're so scared? How about stop walking through the turkey hut down there in Texas naked since you're so scared? What are we talking about? But men keep, and guess what? When I went after her on the show, because that's what I do, I'm the people's champ, y'all. When I went after her on the show, because I'm going to stick up for men. When I stuck up for men, all of them simps on the panel came, oh, you wrong, B. You wrong. You shouldn't have said that to her. You hurt her feelings. Hey, she brought her ass over here in the manosphere. She jumped in the cage with a lion. That's what happens when you do that. What the Crimson Cure been telling us for years? Bite them. Well, she got bit. And they tried to rescue her. Nah, I wasn't having that either. Too much foolishness. We got to start speaking truth to lies and not caring how it sounds. We're worried about the tone police. How could I have said it better? You're walking off a cliff and I'm trying to save your life. What is the correct tone for me to save your life? Because that's what we're doing as a community, as a demographic of people. We're walking off a cliff.
Yeah.
With this foolishness that's in it, it's a passive aggressive way of attacking the black male image. That's the way I see it, and it's very offensive. And any of you who knows me and any of you listeners know me, I don't play that. Anytime I see that black male image getting attacked, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. I don't care whose panel, whose show, real life, online, it don't matter. We got to stop allowing this foolishness to be said. They've been attacking the black male image since the beginning. Willie Lynch told us this in 1772. That's what they did. They destroyed the black male image. Why? Because it's good economics for them. That's why it's all about economics for them. Okay. You got these young women, they're gatekeepers, and I don't know if they're doing it consciously or subconsciously. It doesn't matter. Their intent doesn't matter. They're still performing the same function as a gatekeeper. So we're too busy fighting our own women instead of competing on a world stage with other groups of men, because we got women like this. And the other women embrace the grace. I'm going to name her. I ain't going to play no games.
Oh, Lord.
Trying to destroy the black male image every time you turn around. This is a week later. This ain't even a full week. Here we go again.
That white
just saying things that's not true, and people allow it to be said. When black men need to have a class action suit for defamation, this is totally not true. It's preposterous. It's ridiculous. It's ludicrous. It's absurd, or any other adjective you want to come up with. It's just not based in reality. So what? So if you're getting kidnapped in broad daylight, or even at nighttime in the Applebee's, why are you going to the supermarket? That means they'll be kidnapping you there too, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, what are we talking about? Ain't no women in danger. And it gets me heated, man, when I hear these stories, and I always come off like the angry black man, which I'm not. But this truly angers me, because I have sons. I have sons that this is going to be another of these lies that has been perpetuated for generations that will in turn affect my sons. Because somebody's scared of them from, but what did she say, right? Oh, y'all know black men crazy, right?
No, I didn't know that.
Or something she said.
I mean, that's what she said, but I didn't know black men was crazy.
But guess what? People feel free to lie about black men. Tyler Perry, let's rewind the clock a little bit. The very first things out of his mouth was a lie. Oh, I know I'm going to get in trouble for saying this, he said, worrying about his audience of black women. And then he immediately shifted to a lie and said, well, we know black women are making more money than black women and black men now. That's a lie. It's not true. No group of women has out-earned their counterpart men anywhere on this planet. Not here, not nowhere. But everybody allowed that lie, again, that attack, that passive-aggressive attack on the black male image to be spread forth. I was one of the few podcasters who actually addressed that fact. They was too busy worried about what he said about the light bill. I'm like, before we even get to the light bill, you got to deal with the first lie he said. But that's more of that same thing. It's more of the same thing. And it's self-destruction.
Okay, so I have a question. So, because there's always an emphasis on the money. But what good is the income if you don't know how to manage it?
I mean,
what is the point in making 200,000? You got 200,000 coming in, and you got 230,000 going out.
I mean, but we got to stop with these make-believe numbers. The average black woman makes $36,000 a year. The average black man makes around 45, 46. The average white man makes around 52. We got to stop jumping to these 1% of the 1% people. What job are they working? It's all with this girl. I mean, what was she talking about? What did she just say on this video? The pharmacy guy was making $150,000 a year. What pharmacist? Right, you got surgeons who are not making that kind of money. Google it. Whatever city you live in, Google median salary surgeons in your city and see what comes up. So you think a pharmacy at Walmart is making more than a surgeon? But we allow these things to be said. And everybody knows the exception. Oh, not in my circle. Yeah, okay. It's so ridiculous, this income conversation. When have you ever seen somebody's W-2? I don't care about their tax return. I want to see a W-2 or a ACH deposit into a bank so somebody can prove to me they're making all of this money. Haven't seen it yet. Did taxes for 20 years. Didn't see it. We got to stop perpetuating the lie and just even entertaining it. It's so far out of reality, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You got teachers who've been on a job 10, 15 years. They're barely making 50 now. And they got master's degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, only, 25 to 30% of black women graduate from a 4-year university? So that means 70 to 80, almost 80% aren't graduating. So where are all these high-paying jobs? We got to start talking facts and numbers, and they just make up stuff. And it just keeps getting spread and spread. Again, I used to joke with you all the time, Mom and Oz. We talk about people from New York. What's the favorite amount of income people in New York make? 100,000. Mm-hmm. Last 30 years. Every time you meet somebody from New York, make 100,000. It's a lie. If they were making that kind of money, they wouldn't be running down here.
Ain't that the truth?
They wouldn't be running to Atlanta.
Running to Houston.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I'm just it was in this whole video, it was the we in danger part that just really took me out. It's like I mean, because again, if you so educated and you know what I'm saying, you so, you know what I'm saying, perfect, you couldn't figure out this dude was crazy before you went out on the date? That's what I'm saying. That's why I say having a actual phone conversation is important. You can pick up on crazy. You can pick up on, you know what I'm saying, controlling. You can pick up on things that, you know what I'm saying, don't hit your spirit right when you actually hear their voice. Because when you're reading something on the screen, you can put whatever connotation or context or whatever you want on it. Whatever kind of spin you want to put on it, you can do that. Because again, that's your perspective. But what you hear is what you hear. She talking about all this screenshotting and all that. You have a better chance of them tracking down the actual phone conversation. It's faster. Law enforcement can actually find a audio conversation from your phone faster than they can get them text messages and them screenshots. I tell you what, I know. I've done it. So, y'all.
Hey, I'm gonna drop off and see if I can come back in because my audio is really where I can't hear good. So let me come out and come back in.
Okay. All right, anybody else want to come up? Come on up. We just chopping it up because I'm just trying to understand where she got this foolishness from. Because I've not been in danger on any type of date at any point from high school on up. I don't date people that don't sit right in my spirit. And then I'm just not. I think. And maybe I'm wrong. These chicks date. That's their means of getting out. Dating is their social life, and that's not what. Well, dating. Yeah, I guess that is kind of what that was intended for. But they get dating and courting confused. Courting ends up with you going down the aisle. Meet me at the end of the aisle. But this dating is just that, just round and round and round and round and round and round. Dating is not to be taken seriously. So why do these people want to go on dates and expect to be taken seriously? I don't get it. That makes no sense to me. But one thing I've realized, y'all, is if I'm gonna date, I'm gonna have to tell my life story at some point. Once we get to the courting stage, I'm gonna have to tell my story, and I don't know how I feel about that. Honestly, I don't know how I feel about that. I think it would be helpful for me, but at the same time, I feel like if I tell my life story, that's gonna run the dude off. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to do some soul searching on that. But let's see if we can get V-Man back. All right, you back?
Much better.
Got it. Okay.
Much better. I don't know what was going on.
But yeah, I was just saying that I've come to a realization that, you know, if I'm gonna put myself out here, I'm gonna have to be comfortable with telling my story. And I don't know how I feel about that yet.
Well, I mean, you come to things in your own time, so when you're ready, you'll be ready. You just that's just a personal journey of yours. So you'll get there. We all got a story to tell. And we can't be forced into it.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just gotta work through how I feel about telling it. Because like I said, I feel like if I tell the whole story, it's gonna run the dude off. But I can't progress with somebody if I don't tell a story.
Well, that's one way of looking at it. Or the dude that's for you won't be ran off here. It'll draw him closer to you. So you can look at it that way. You can look at it the way I just suggested. Both things can be true.
Right.
I mean, if I think I understand what you're saying, without speaking on it, I think that person would be understanding.
Mm-hmm.
I think he would be appreciative. I think he's not just going to look at it as surface value.
Okay.
I mean, that's what I see. That's what I see.
Okay.
The truth will make you free. I mean, that's always been true. The truth will make you free.
Yeah. I guess okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, work through how I feel about that. It's a necessary evil.
And before you tell your story, have a conversation with that person and then go from there, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, do that like as an offline type of thing, and then and then go from there, you know.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it's too much craziness. I mean, these stories, and they're clutching at straws. They're clutching at straws, and because and this is why they hated Kevin. Shout out to the Godfather. They hated Kevin, and so they went to this tone crap with him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they don't know what to think of Dennis. You know, they put me an angry man in a category. You know, y'all just angry black men.
Dennis was straight roasting earlier this evening. He was roasting.
Yeah, you know.
I'll check it out. Dennis is going hard.
Well, like I told him, hey, like I've been saying, hey, be careful what you ask for. They wish death on that man and you got it. Now you got me. I'm not a nice guy. I'm not, Kevin was a nice guy. He genuinely cared about your feelings and wanted to get his message off. And I remember having these conversations with him before he blew up. And he said to me, well, you get, kind of that old saying, you catch more flies with honey kind of thing. I said, Kevin, I'm not trying to catch the most flies. Everybody ain't going to make the boat. And that was the difference between his ideology and mine. I don't care about saving everybody because everybody can't be saved. Some people going to burn like the rest. It's a fact. So I'm like, yo, let's get to the burning. I think Dennis is more on that line of thinking like I am. I know Angry Man is there. Shout out to Valdez,
Yeah, I think
I know Coach is there. So it's a few of us that are there already. Like, we know everybody can't be saved, but you got a few people out here that's trying to save everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happened on that panel. Like I said, when I was on the panel on JVJ Network last week, and again, it was a nice conversation. It was a great question with the what is your ideal date? Everybody answered it. And then we get to her, and she immediately turned her ideal date into a victim story. I'm like, how are you a victim in your own dream?
But see, that's because I know in previous, panels and things that we've all been on together, I think she just needs attention. Like,
well, that's what it's about. And there's other things to it. And without me really making it about her and going off on her, I'm only bringing it up again because somebody mentioned it to me last night. Because they was on a panel with her last night, and she said something about it again. I had kind of put it to the side a week ago, but whatever. I mean, I love these people who always got smoke behind the scenes. Hey, I don't need a smoke show. You could bring smoke to me any day of the week. She got my number. She got my Instagram. You got beef with me? I'm gonna say what I said again. Your daddy, your mama, your grandmama, they ain't got nothing to do with this question in this story. So people like to do that when it's almost kind of a new age ad hominem attack. So they want to throw something out there, and they don't want you to rebut what they're saying. So they throw in that, well, my mama said it, and my daddy told me, my grandmama told me. Who cares about them people? We don't know those people. Where's the success story? You obviously aren't a success story of your father's, because you're damn near 50 years old on here, still looking for a man, and you got a husband already. I mean, what are we talking about? Yeah, I air it all out. It's all public information. She done said it a million times. But, I mean, we got to start calling people out on their contradictions and their BS. It's time to move away from this 2.0 manosphere and get to 3.0 where facts matter, where facts reign supreme, and you get held accountable for what you say. You don't want us to know this. You don't want people to talk about this information. Don't bring it up. Nobody needs to know what your daddy think. Nobody needs to know the racial identity of your children. It's irrelevant to what we're talking about. Totally irrelevant. But people do that for attention, for empathy, for whatever reason, and I'm sick of it. Let's talk facts. And again, it was a simple, and here it is, an opinion thing with this girl in this video that you're playing it to bring it back around. But she putting things out here almost as if it's fact. Mm-hmm. Another thing she said that was totally false was the number one thing men look at is looks, appearance. That's not true. If it were true, first of all, biology, we would have weeded all the ugly people out a million years ago. We would have weeded them out. If quote unquote ugly people are only pretty people were the preferred people. The fact of the matter is most of us are regular average people, 4s, 5s, and 6s. Mm-hmm. That girl on the video, she was average at best. But in her mind, she's thinking she's a dime or whatever. That's the problem. She don't recognize herself as being average. But we think average means ugly. You know, it's either or. You either a dime or you ugly. No, it's not that way, and that's not how men see it. Mm-hmm. Most people are 4s, 5s, and 6s. You know, then the high, you know, unusually high people would be 8s, 9s, and 10s. Kevin gave us the scale. We're not going to use 7. Mm. He gave us Beyonce an 8, Kelly Rowland a 9, Rihanna was a 10, according to Kevin. I don't agree with that, but we're going to use it as a benchmark. Mm-hmm. Right? But these girls are running around here thinking they're prettier than Beyonce and Kelly Rowland. That's what they're saying. So if this girl ain't as pretty as Beyonce, that means she's a 4, 5, or a 6. So, and then who was the 6? What was the other girl? I forget the girl he named as a 6 or an adjustable 6. This girl wasn't that pretty either. She's a 5. I forget who Kevin said was a 6.
He gave her a higher rating than that, and I was like, oh hell no.
He gave somebody a 6 or an adjustable 6.
Yeah, some of this stuff is kind of off. I'm like, no.
Yeah, I haven't heard it in a while. But these girls are putting themselves up there with entertainers, with models, with top of the line recording artists, and they're just regular chicks. Most of us are regular people. 4s, 5s, and 6s. Most of us. And we can't even agree on who a 10 is. You could put 10 men in this chat right now and we wouldn't agree on who a 10 is. In history, we couldn't agree on the same person. We all could probably agree on 8s and 9s. But a 10 is so rare, so is a 1. We couldn't agree on who a 1 is. Mm-hmm. I can't even think of a woman so ugly that I would put her as a 1. I can't think of a woman that ugly. But we it's always either or, and we don't realize things are a spectrum. You know, everything, spectrum. And that's the same thinking why women can't see regular average men. It's either Pookie or Ray Ray, or it's a baller. It's not even a high value man. They don't know any high value men. They think high earning means high value, but it's more to it, according to the metric that Kevin created. So most of these guys that
he really didn't even create that. He just, I'm saying.
I mean, he put it in the ether. Maybe create is a strong word, but he put it out there. I mean, we know everybody steals from everybody, and people are taking credit for things that they themselves heard. I mean, I remember I got into this argument not too long ago about the red pill, And I'm telling everybody, I put that shit out there 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Go to my Facebook page. I posted the picture of me holding the red pills in my hand. It was like 10, 15 years ago. And I had a whole conversation going on Facebook about the red pill. I'm not taking credit for the manosphere, but the concept of the red pill has been out for a long time, but everybody running around here acting like they made it up. So if they the kings of the manosphere, like Obsidian likes to put himself in there and all of that, you know, one of the founding fathers, then what the hell am I? Real talk. That's why he didn't want that smoke when I jumped up on his panel and he tried to mute me because I was popping that bubble. Oh, I wrote a book. Yo, and only know anybody knows about his book because Kevin told us about it. What about my first book that came out in 94? What about my book that I published in 2015 that's on Amazon right now? Ain't those both before his book? But he ain't had no answer for that. But again, we got to get the facts. We got to get the facts.
Well, can we get clear on which facts we actually need?
Well, I mean, I agree with that, but at least start by let's talking facts, and then we could sort them out afterwards. I mean, but it's so much opinion in my truth and all of this nonsense.
And I hate
truth is truth.
I hate that.
Truth is truth. Reality is reality.
Truth, please know that everything after that is a damn lie.
Right.
Everything she gonna say after that is a lie.
And you could listen to what they say, like Tyler Perry. He tried to justify. He did a justification. Oh, all the women I know. You mean all of the women that work for you? So you want us to believe you paying all of these women all of these high value salaries that work for you?
And they got more money than you, but you paying them?
Prove it. Show us. Show us your payroll since you want to put it out there. For you Bible thumpers, the Bible says prove all things. So don't just throw it out there. Show us. All of these women you know, but you don't know. You can't just do a simple Google search and find out 36,000 a year versus 45, and the men have been making more. Same thing with this education thing. Oh, women are we're getting more educated now. I just posted this statistic the other day on Facebook. 1987, men and women were virtually equal for the amount that were going to college. They were going to college almost at the same rate. So what are they fighting for? These women now are saying we fought for this. You already had it before you were born. What are you talking about? Most of these chicks was born in the 90s that was saying this, like they was out here fighting for something. You already had it. And now you've so far surpassed men. It's ridiculous. And what has it got you? What is all of this? Like you said, education today ain't what it was when we was coming up. Today is mainly job placement for low entry level jobs. They don't teach you how to think anymore. So they keep lowering the bar for these students. Then they getting worse and worse and worse. Look at the report card for America. These kids can't count. They can't read a language they've been speaking all their lives. But we want to tell people everybody's child is so smart. Ask somebody how the kid doing in school. Oh, my kid on the honor roll. They all got this anecdotal shit. It's a lie. I got 4 children. One of them has always been on the honor roll. That's my youngest. And believe me, there was an Asian girl in school with her and a little Muslim girl. They was always up on that stage together. It wasn't no other kids up there. So we're all of these kids that was getting all these A's and B's that these parents be lying about. We got to stop lying. Because the first thing that comes out their mouth is usually a lie. They lie about their salary. They lie about their kids. They lie about their success stories. Everything is a freaking fantasy. And then when you start calling them on it, they get in their emotions and they want to start moving the goalpost. Everybody is out here struggling. 1.5 million addictions, right? Hasn't Messi Michon, shout out to my bestie, been doing a damn near a weekly episode on evictions for how long? But all of them balling out and they can travel around the world, right? But they getting evicted. These two things can't be happening.
Or maybe that's why they can't pay their rent, because they're traveling around the world.
They ain't even traveling. Look, you proved this. You said last year yourself, show me your passport and take away Jamaica, Mexico, and the DR and Puerto Rico. Show me your passport and show me where you really been other than those places. And they can't do it. Because they really ain't been nowhere. If they've gone somewhere, it was a cruise to one of them places. Or they might have went to, Mexico more recently. But they ain't even traveling like they say they are. Like Coach says, they out here selling peace leave. Let's be real about it. But everybody get mad when somebody says the truth. I've been saying it lately. It's so funny how the truth is questioned, but the lie is never questioned. That's amazing to me. People hear lies. Again, Tyler Perry, he led with a lie. Nobody questioned it. But as soon as the truth started coming out, oh, I got to go look at those numbers. Or I got to research that. Wow. You didn't research what he said. So why are you researching what V. Ben Israel says? And I've been saying it for a decade. Funny.
Yep.
Funny. Too funny. We know a handful of people making real money. And most black people are that way, but we lie and we front. They don't own anything. They don't have no net worth. We know the average black woman's net worth is negative. So what does that tell you? They don't even own a house.
True.
They don't have any life insurance.
Oh, GoFundMe. You know, GoFundMe is the new life insurance.
Yeah.
You know that?
I was trying to be good tonight, man. You started.
These girls so raggedy, they won't even go get the $20 Gerber. What's that you can get when you had a baby?
The Gerber Life, the Gerber Life insurance.
$10,000 for like $20.
Yeah.
They won't even
Gerber
do that.
Life. Omaha Mutual is another one. If you got a job, you could get it on your job. It's like pennies.
Yeah, I think they gave
so
us
most of the time they're not even working jobs that offer benefits.
And then you start adding on to it. Yeah.
They're not working jobs that offer any real benefits.
This is true.
They're working BS jobs. And they're not staying on the job long enough to get vested. Matter of fact, most of them don't even know what vested means.
True.
But they know everything. They don't own their car. Again, you got negative net worth. You don't even own your car. You could at least, I don't even care if you got a hoopty. A hoopty that don't run, you could at least get $500 trade-in value for that. So you ain't even got that. An old car sitting in your yard. But they got all of this money. Would the girl talk about her $50 makeup and all of this? She didn't need it. She would probably look better without the makeup. She didn't really need makeup. But women have been lied to. Men don't look at your looks first. We look at your behavior first. In most men's top 5, your looks may not even come on the top 5 list of things he's looking for a wife. We're not talking about men who just want to screw you. We talk about men trying to pick a wife. Looks is not even in the top 5. It might be in the top 10, but it ain't in the top 5 for most men. They lie. A man would rather be with a cooperative woman, a woman he can he could work with, that doesn't interrupt his peace. Because, ladies, like I say, you can't bring peace to a man. You're naturally chaotic. You don't have it. He should be peaceful when you meet him. So just don't interrupt his peace, is what we're saying. Don't interrupt it.
They don't like peaceful men.
Be a part of his peace.
That's not
be a part of his peace that he got already.
They want chaos and instability and drama. I don't care what they telling you. That's what they want.
Yeah, because they've associated these beta men traits, because that's a beta trait. Like I gave you the analogy yesterday with Sugar Hill. Wesley Snipes was the peaceful one. He was the one that was always in control, that Zen quality. His brother, old boy that was on 5 Heartbeats that played his brother, he was the wild one, always beating his chest and rah all the time. They think the brother was the alpha, but we know Wesley was the alpha in that movie. Romeo was his character, right?
Right.
I hadn't seen it so long, but I think his name was Romero or Romeo. Sugar Hill. Great movie too. I haven't seen that in a long time. Sugar Hill. Shout out to the chocolate boy wonder, Wesley Snipes. That's what they used to call him back then. He was the chocolate boy wonder.
Oh yeah, this is it's too much.
You got a comment to read? Looks like it popped up.
No. Okay. We good. Yeah. These chicks, that turn scamming into way of life.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
They're even good at it. Like I said, like the video I got coming out tomorrow about the chick, low budget hooking in the casinos. Like,
damn.
Yeah. It'll be out tomorrow. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned for that. It was real out of order. Real out of order. And the one I got earlier today, like this bad decision on top of bad decision on top of bad decision. So if y'all haven't checked that out about Miss Milwaukee, make sure y'all take a look at that. It was a lot happening. It don't make sense. It's nothing is ever our fault.
It's always Jermaine's fault.
Yeah, always. Jermaine, Ron Tavius, Quantavius, Don Tavius. They were at and the rest of you, Keith and Michael and Keenan, y'all need to be like Ron Tavius and get on with it.
But these punk dudes, these punk ass men, gotta start speaking up. See, they get on the manosphere and they talk a good game, but then a woman jump up on a panel and you see the bitch come out of them right away. And again, you saw that on the panel I was on. They was letting her run her mouth and I shut it down. And they wanted, just like the dude in the airport, when the girl was hitting on him and when he finally hit her back, all of them dudes came out of nowhere trying to jump on him. Same, that Captain Saberho, they got it in them. And it's that element has to die. That element has to die. I'm sorry. We're in the manosphere. You're either in the manosphere, your manosphere adjacent, whatever you want to call yourself. You jump on a panel with a group of men. We ain't gonna talk to you like you were with kid gloves. We're gonna talk to you like we talk to men. I'm sorry. At least you are when I'm on a panel. And if you can't handle it, listen and learn in silence as you commanded to do anyway. Stop jumping up here. I don't know. Boy, I'm about to go off. I say that shit for my show. I ain't gonna go off on your show and get you demonetized before you get started.
I know. I'm trying to get there.
I ain't gonna do it, but
make sure y'all share, tell your friends, tell everybody to tune in. We're trying to get the mini monetization.
And support all of the links. I put them in the chat, in the comment in the chats. You got a lot of content creators is up on here. Mona D was in here. Messy Michon, my bestie, was in here. Real Bravado Network was in here. 50K Theo Coop was in there. Who else we had in it that popped up in the chat?
We had Painful
BG is always in the chat.
He was in early.
Yeah, I mean, anybody I saw, I threw their links up. So please support the content, because you got people out here having real conversations. You got people, we putting in the work, and we ain't talking this foolish yin yang stuff. We giving you the real stuff. We giving you the raw uncut. We giving you the raw dog, no cut. Yep. You know, shout out to my hood dudes. Y'all know what I'm talking about. We give you the raw, you know.
All right, Frank Lucas.
Hey, Pepsi is a brand.
He did. He was
Pepsi's
like,
a brand.
Like you out here stepping on my shit, Nikki. You can't have this.
Like Heisenberg said, you already selling my product. You've been selling my product at every turn. You just been dying yours. That's what they doing. They dying our message. They trying to make it look red. But it ain't red. It's just dye. A little dye on it. It ain't got that purity. It ain't holding up. That's why a lot of these content creators are dropping off. They paid for subscribers and they looking big, but when you look at their chats and you look at their actual view, I got like what 300 subscribers. How I be having more views than some of them on their lives? I'm like, wait a minute, you got like 20,000 subscribers and you got 2 viewers. Like, what are we talking about? Shout out to Mike TV for calling that out on some people.
Yeah,
but you know, it's just insanity, man. We gotta, and the only way we're gonna deal with it is we gotta just keep beating the truth and stop just having some of these circular arguments. Some of these arguments is old and we need to move past them. Don't even entertain it. Now I heard, like, for example, the Brick Lady.
Make a list.
Brick Lady is back at it. Let's not even entertain that one.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's not even entertaining. But certain things just become talking points, like this word broke. I love that word. What does it mean? How much money is broke? Let's define it for once and for all.
Means you had zero money.
I think broke is different. I think broke, a better way of describing it is your paycheck to paycheck.
That's broke now?
That's what I would say. That's most of us.
Okay.
I mean, because this student, I mean, you could meet somebody who's making $85,000 a year, but they getting ate up in student loan debt. They broke. They house poor. We used to use words like that. House poor. You know, they got too much car. They debt to income ratio was way off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So because we don't understand finances, we always key in on income. So we think automatically a man making $100,000 a year is better than a man making 50. But the man making 50 may be liquid. He may have no debt, may have an 800 beacon score. You know, he may have a rental property. He may have a paid for car. That dude making $100,000 a year may be up to his eyeballs in debt and a paycheck away from being evicted in bankruptcy.
Yeah. Well, see, I'm not interested in income. I'm interested in state income.
Explain it for the viewers.
Oh, state income. How much of what you bringing in actually staying?
Exactly.
I'm into state income,
and that's what I just described.
Yeah.
I mean, $100,000 a year is $8,300 a month. So if your cost of living is $8,300 a month, you're not making anything. We used to say what you make is what you have on January 1st in your bank account. That is what you made for the year. If otherwise, everything else was your cost of living. So if you spent that whole 100,000 December 31st, you ain't got but $20 in your account. You didn't make 100,000. That was what you needed to survive. And depending on where you live, Los Angeles, Coach did he did a thing on the housing market in Los Angeles the other day, where it was a $1 million house in Compton. You need $1 million to buy a house in Compton. Are you shitting me?
Y'all can go ahead with that.
Charlotte gonna be there in 10 years.
Absolutely.
10 years, Charlotte is gonna be there. This neighborhood will be there in 10 years if we keep up at the same pace. Hell, neighborhoods like Valentine will be like what Cornelius is today in Mooresville. You need at least 10 million to get in Cornelius.
And remember you could go out, nobody wanted to live there? Remember that?
I remember that. Mooresville is kind of getting there now too.
Like
and Huntersville's like that, coming like that backside of Concord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when nobody wanted to live in Concord. Concord was way out. Concord used to be a ride. There was nothing. The only thing in Concord was the radio station, WPEG, and the damn hospital. That's all. There wasn't no courthouse. There wasn't no nothing. That is all that was popping in Concord.
In that old mall. I remember the old mall when you just wanted to change the pace, just to see what was going on somewhere outside of Charlotte. You would go up to the old Concord Mall, I remember
when that mall opened, like for real.
Right, you know what I'm talking about, right? The one up there on 601.
Yeah, for the Carolina Mall.
Yeah.
But I might have to go back through there because last time I took Mama to the doctor, they put some stores over there. I'm gonna have to go check it out.
But when the last time you been downtown Kannapolis?
Like April, I think, when I went to the train station.
I was amazed by the growth.
Yeah, it's different.
My God, I was just amazed. But we don't understand the finances and economics, and we don't try to educate ourselves because it's Dunning-Kruger. That's what you call it in psychology. Dunning-Kruger basically means you're too dumb to know you're dumb. At least some people know, hey, I'm ignorant of this thing. Let me educate myself on this. I don't know enough about cars. Let me try to get more information on this car so my car will last longer.
Right.
That kind of thing. I've never been a homeowner before. Let me try to learn what it means to be a homeowner, what pitfalls I may run into.
Right.
As a home, right? But that's most people. But dumb people, they don't know. They don't know the answer. They too stupid to realize they need to ask them questions. And they think they know things they don't know. And those are the people who are, you give them a statistic, or I'm going to have to look that up. Well, if you was already in the habit of looking those numbers up, you would already know them. Where you going to look them up at? That's what I ask people. Where you going to look them up at? Do you even know where to look? It's only a couple of main sources that everybody pulls from. So it's amazing how people get these numbers wrong. Bureau of Labor and Statistics, CDC, IRS, and then everybody starts pulling from there, like Pew Research, some of the major schools and institutions. We all get the numbers from the government, essentially. But usually when these girls and these womanist type, that's what I'm going to call it. It's not even feminism, it's womanism. And they always come up with these surveys. When they start quoting statistics, they're actually quoting surveys. You got to be careful because the survey only might have included a limited number of people. It might only had 10 people in that survey.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not the same as the data that we're quoting from blackdemographics.com or Pew Research. They're just quoting some random survey that somebody wrote an article about. And they're trying to pass it off as fact.
Yeah.
So when you go look at the survey,
I said a lot of people don't understand the research. They don't know how to conduct research.
No, they don't know. They've spent a couple of years in the manosphere and they've heard us do it, so they want to go get their own numbers. And what they're doing is they're pulling up other feminist and womanist articles that they wrote that are wrong and that's don't have no citations. A lot of times the article they're quoting won't even have a citation. Or like Dr. T. Hassan Johnson points out, they use flat black stats. So on one hand, they'll say, oh, black people. But when they want to emphasize women, they'll say black women. But when it doesn't give women the advantage, they want to throw black people in there.
Well, aren't black women black people? Part of black people?
Nope. Ice Cube found that out the hard way. When he did his plan for Black America and he went to the women and he said, well, here's my plan for black people. They said, well, what about your plan for black women? He said, aren't black women black people? They said no. And nobody has, I've seen very few people, I'm not going to say nobody, but very few people came and corrected those women. So no, they're not. And culturally, they're not. Black women and black men are culturally different, and they're ideologically different. We run parallel, but we don't correlate with each other. We intertwine with music, with fashion, but there are a lot of sectors that we don't intertwine with. Financially, parentally, politically. We have most black men are center right. Most black women are liberal, meaning they're left wing, they're leftist. So that's a big divide. So politically, we see things differently. Now, what's been happening in most of our lifetime is black men were quiet. They didn't say nothing because they know if they spoke out, they would get attacked by the women. Oh, why? What was that video? Didn't I tell you to vote for Biden? Didn't I tell you? Now you don't cost us a vote. Remember that video?
That is not how voting works.
But that's how they view us. We aren't allowed to speak our minds. Anytime we say something they disagree with, they get offended by. And it's the end of the world. Just like what I said, what did I say last week? It only takes one to make a baby. Hear me out. We're not talking about biology. We're talking about choice. Who made the choice? Only one person made the choice to get pregnant, and it wasn't the man. Here, I'll prove it. So before the man even comes into the equation, before the woman even meets the man, she decides whether or not she wants to get pregnant. All women should be aware of their fertility windows. Most men have never heard this. So men, take notes. This is a teaching moment. Most women, this is a biological fact, can only get pregnant 5 to 7 days out of a month. That means there's at least 23 other days where they can't get pregnant. So if a woman gets pregnant, she ignored her fertility window. That's her choice. Her body, her choice. Well, with your choice is responsibility. You can't get pregnant and say, oh, we got pregnant or he got me pregnant. No, You chose to have sex at a time when you were fertile. If you had told the man, I'm fertile today, don't have unprotected sex with me, and he still did, then that would be on him. But y'all know you're not having that conversation. Also, you got 20 forms of birth control, and a lot of those birth controls got multiple forms, so it's really over 30. So you're ignoring all of the birth control. You're choosing to have vaginal intercourse. That's another choice. It's not even included in that number. That's a choice. The man did not make. The woman can make all of these choices before she even meets that man. So how are they equal? How is it an equal thing? One person made the choice to get pregnant, and that's the woman. It's her responsibility. See, I'm a feminist. I believe in equality. So her body, her choice, I support that. That means when she F's up, that's on her. Now, we're not talking about biology, y'all. Yes, it takes sperm to fertilize the egg. Let's not be facetious. That's not what we're talking about. And in modern day, a woman can actually she don't need a man for that. She can get artificially inseminated. So that shoots down that argument. But all you got to do is ask a woman who doesn't have kids, and she'll tell you why. I chose not to get pregnant. I chose not to. I got 3 sisters like that. Right off the top of my head, I got 3 sisters who have chosen not to get pregnant. It has nothing to do with the man. You want responsibility, that means you got to take responsibility when it doesn't go your way. And they got mad at me for saying it. I had a friend of mine stop speaking to me for 2 weeks because I said that. Got all in their feelings because I said it's true. What am I saying that's not true? And they couldn't argue with me. All they kept doing was going back to the circular argument with sperm. And what about the sperm? What about the 20 forms or the 30 choices the woman made before she even met the man? Please, I'll wait. How do you explain that? 30 to 1. Oh, what about a condom? He could have worn a condom. Condoms are only 85% effective when used correctly. When used correctly. So a condom is not the answer. The man can use a condom and you still get pregnant. But most of y'all forms of birth control are 99.9% effective. Guess what's 100%? Abstinence.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what's 100%? Anal sex, oral sex. Those are 100%. What else is 100%? Not having sex when you're fertile during your fertility window. It's one of those methods, and there are multiple methods for it. They got apps, ladies, that track this for you in today's world. The calendar method, the rhythm method, the FAM method. See, y'all talk, oh, Bibi in Israel, he hates women. How do I know so much about the women's body if I hate y'all? I love y'all, and I got daughters. So I made sure my daughter, who's 22 with no child, knew this information.
Okay, B, we got a question. Just talk about it is in the chat. She wants to know why men can't pull out if they don't want kids.
Because pull-out method is not 100%. See, so okay, good question. Maybe she doesn't know, so I'm not going to be. I'm gonna assume she doesn't know. So sometimes there's a thing called, and you learn about this in middle school education, there's a thing called premature ejaculation. So sometimes before a man fully ejaculates, he has a pre-ejaculation, and sperm can fertilize the egg from that. So even if he pulls out, you can still get fertilized. The pull-out method has never been an effective method.
She said maybe they pull out game week.
Or maybe it's strong, or maybe it's not. I mean, again, now you're going to the ad hominem, the shame, insult, guilt need to be right. I thought this was a mature question. You're not dealing with a rookie, boo. Take that bullshit to one of these little niggas that don't know what they talking about. You talking to the champ. You want to go one-on-one, the great one, jump up here on the damn paddle and be a big girl and we'll have the conversation. But right now, you being ridiculous. And that's as nice as I could say it.
Learn to protect your body at all costs. Hold on, what she say? I never heard of a man that got a girl pregnant with pre-nut. I got a set of
Who
twin
gives a
cousins
fuck what you heard? Who gives a fuck what you heard?
I know plenty pre-nut babies.
Next question. It's called premature ejaculation. You learn about it in middle school. Stop. Who gives a fuck what you heard? See, when you get stupid, you ask stupid questions, you get stupid prizes. I've been nice, and most people can agree. I've been nice thus far. Please don't put me in a bad mood with the foolishness. Shame and so guilt need to be right. We big people. We got big dogs in the chat. We got grown people over here. Go find one of them little millennials and have that conversation with them. It may sound cute over there. But you got to be a millennial or younger if you've never had health education that tells you what premature ejaculation is. Google it.
You say that's the prime time said that's the problem. Most of these young people don't know shit about biology.
I mean, I said it earlier. They wasn't getting the same education we got. I remember middle school learning, but 7th grade learning about this shit. I mean, Jesus. Pull-out game is, what the fuck? Are we done?
Wait a minute. Okay. Well, either side, I don't want to hear any complaints if you don't protect yourself. Okay.
Say what? I say that again?
She said, either side, I don't want to hear any complaints if you don't protect yourself.
There is no other side because if you listen to what I actually said, there is no man in the equation at this point. It's only the woman. She hasn't met the man yet. So what are you talking about either side? There is no man.
She says she's a biologist.
Bullshit. Nice try.
Prime time say 5th grade. They did, yeah. They did that down here too. In 5th grade, separated the boys from the girls. That's what you start.
Right, they always put the boys in one. Usually in gym class, half of the gym class was the health education, and they separated the boys and the girls. And they showed us the video with the egg fertilized and getting fertilized. Yeah. Come on. And we also got them dare videos. This is your brain on drugs type videos during them classes.
Yeah. Yeah. We did. Okay. Here we go. Wait a minute. She says, how does a woman get pregnant without a man? I thought we were talking about pregnancy.
We were talking about choices that were made. You're not listening, Miss Biologist. You don't have good comprehension. So the scenario is before the woman even meets the man, she has choices she can make to prevent herself from becoming pregnant. And I listed them. Keep up. You're a little slow. And it's frustrating for us to have to go back and tell you this. Everybody else heard it.
Okay. Saying, what year were you born if you weren't a millennial? He's born in 76.
And when you go to college, they also do these health education classes as part of freshman orientation.
Hell, I wonder if they still doing it because the way these folks be getting to college getting fucked up.
Yeah, I asked Jesse.
Happening.
Jesse's a freshman at Tennessee State this year. They are still doing them at college. She got their class.
Good to know. Good to know.
I asked her. I was very curious. I just talked to her about a month ago.
Okay.
Yes, and also my Tamika's cousin, Tamika's daughter Tamora. She's down in Winston in Wilmington.
Okay.
Yeah, same thing. They got the class down there, so they're telling these girls this. And guess what? Neither one of them got babies either. One is 19, one is 18. One wants to be go into agribusiness. One wants to go into law. So they made choices. I don't want to have no babies right now. I'm going to protect myself before they even meet a man. They're sexually active. They having sex.
Okay.
The question stopped, huh?
Yeah, what she's saying, she did go to college. She has her bachelor's and she's working on her master's.
Yeah, see how they try to justify it, but it doesn't show in your behavior. It doesn't show in your behavior, so you could talk that shit all you want. I'm questioning whether you graduated high school not knowing basic information.
Wait. All right, y'all. It's too early in the morning to be getting us. Damn, I forgot time flip back. It literally just flipped back.
It did.
Yeah.
What time is it now? Oh, it's 1 o'clock again.
Yep. It is 1
or
o'clock.
is it 12 o'clock?
No, it's 1 o'clock all over again.
Oh, it is 1 o'clock again. Okay.
Yeah, because you know it flip it 2.
Okay. That's what I thought.
All
That's
right. Speaking of 2, we've been on here a little bit over 2 hours. Hold on. What she say? I agree with you. If a woman doesn't want kids, she should protect herself. But I also think a man who doesn't want kids shouldn't rely on the woman to protect herself.
There is no man and there's no method that's 100% for a man except for abstinence. And maybe a vasectomy. When I stop trying to do this false equivalency, there is no man in the scenario. It's all up to the woman before she even meets the man, before she even goes outside of her house. There is no man yet. She ain't met him yet. Over 30 different things she can do.
What she said, well, if men are complaining about kids, then why aren't they abstinent?
Again, you're trying to shift the argument to men. Nobody's talking about men. There is no man in the equation. Men haven't complained about shit because we ain't talking about what men think or not think. We're talking about women protecting themselves and exercising their choice and being accountable for it. That's what we're talking about right now. That's 100% her choice and her responsibility.
If she doesn't want children, they would do those 30 things.
Hell, you could do a combination of them. You ain't even got to do one of the 30. You could just do, you could do 2 or 3. You could do 1. Most of these girls don't even know their fertility window. I've asked women lately, do you know your fertility window? I've even asked women the same question I've asked the men. How many days of the month can you get pregnant? And I've had women say 15, 21.
Damn.
Women have said that.
What she say?
It's your body.
When she said if she wants the kid, she'll keep the baby. At the end of the day, who got to raise the child 80% of the time?
That's because women, so-called white women, fought for that responsibility. But men have no problem raising the kids and being single fathers, and they do a better job at doing it. So you keep trying to bring men into the argument. It's not a man-woman argument. We're talking about women. Stop trying to bring men into it. Are you that narrow-minded that you can't comprehend? You don't understand the nature of this conversation?
Thanks, Beanie.
And that's where it's always Jermaine's fault comes in. Because that's what she's doing. It's just another version of that. It's always Jermaine's fault. Even when ain't no Jermaine. They just make up a Jermaine. They create a fictional, I guess, an AI version of Jermaine now.
Oh, you know? Are you narrow-minded to only talk about women?
No, that's the conversation topic that we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. That was the point of the conversation.
But she said every time I listen to the show, you only talking about women.
Then I suggest you go over to the People's Podcast, subscribe to my channel, and watch more than 100 videos or more of me talking shit to the men, if that's what gets you off. I'm harder on the men, boo. Matter of fact, on this show tonight, I was talking about them punk ass niggas who came to be the Captain Save-A-Hose. Did I not say something about that? Did I not say something about the punk ass daddies spreading the wrong information earlier? Where was you at? I'm an equal opportunity shit talk over here, boo.
Hold on. Okay, she said she only heard you over here because she support me. I appreciate that support.
Well, before she was over here, she was on my channel for 10 years. And I'm constantly on the channel of the other content creators who are listed in the chat. I'm on their channels regularly as well.
Team Mastermind, yes.
And I think the only major content creator that I haven't had a one-on-one with on their channel is Coach Greg Adams. And of course, Kevin. But I talked to Kevin behind the scenes. But all the other ones I've talked to, I've been on their shows. Hell, me and Angry Man was on for like 6 hours one night together on his channel.
Okay, so Beanie's saying that he is agreeing with what you say. He is agreeing on what you're saying, VB, but he needs to cut in. He's saying for him, he can feel the pre-ejaculation, so he got to go ahead and come on out. I think that does play into what you're saying. By that time, it is too late.
Again, now we're going with anecdotal and all of this. Come on, stop. That's not how premature ejaculations work. That's not how it works.
Well, no, he's saying for him. He said for him. He said
I'd like to see some scientific evidence to back that statement up. See, that's what men do with trying to make it seem like they're special. They got superhuman powers that the rest of the men don't have. It's called premature for a reason, because you don't feel it. You don't know it's coming.
Y'all gotta calm down.
I mean, again, facts, data.
Y'all gotta calm down.
And saying that helps how? Because when you get one man saying stuff like that, then you'll get a woman who will run with that. And there's no scientific evidence to support it at all. That's how bad information gets spread. Keep it to yourself if it's true. Maybe you Superman. I don't know. But for the 99.9% of men, it ain't true.
Okay, y'all. Okay. Let him have his experience. That's his experience.
He can have his experience and shut the fuck up. Keep it to yourself. We talking facts. Facts.
He don't know what they are. He got yo. No.
Facts. There's no medical evidence to support that. It's premature for a reason.
Okay, I get that, but just like the conversation we was having when you was talking about knowing your, you know what I'm saying, knowing your ovulation cycle and all of that, and I was telling you about how I can feel when I'm ovulating. There ain't no medical, but that I know of medical, you know what I'm saying, research to support that. But that's me. That's what I feel. I've always.
I mean, after you told me that, I went and looked it up. That other women have said the same thing as you. So there is.
I didn't know.
Yeah, there's studies to show that that's the thing. I just wasn't aware of it.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't aware of it, but other women have confirmed that. I was fascinated by it when you told me that. I was like, I didn't know. So I went and got the information just to confirm because,
Okay.
I mean, there's always exceptions to the rule. There's always going to be exceptions. It doesn't invalidate the rule. But we asked earlier, how do we combat certain things from being said? We got to stop saying them and making ourselves, and that goes to that weak man, strong man argument, which is what she was trying to make. Oh, your pullout game is weak. That's that same, all that line of thought is the same thing. It's the same thing. We talk about majorities. And one of the dudes on the panel that night, oh, that's a generalization. I'm like, dude, the world is built on generalizations. What are you talking about? Everything is a generalization. We go by the majority. I'm like, you go to the doctor, right? They don't customize a doctor for your body. They go by which the majority happens in different medical situations to most humans, and they treat you accordingly. And then they may customize it after they start seeing blood work. But when you first walk into the emergency room, that's all general. And that's why they have specialists and other things to handle unique situations. But we're not talking about the people always want to go to the anecdotal or to the extreme one-offs or whatever. Even with cars, they build cars and design cars based on average humans. The seatbelt is designed to hold back the amount of weight of a normal people. So if you're extremely overweight, your seatbelt is not going to perform the same way as it was of a regular sized human because you're the exception. But we base things on generalizations all the time. We don't need to hear every exception because everybody's going, I'm special, you little snowflakes. And everybody thinks they're unique.
Okay. I'll play nice.
I mean, some people just want to be contentious, and I don't understand why this is a contentious topic. And it's proving the point that I was making when I first brought up this topic. How people get in their feelings. Nothing I said is short of 100% true. Nothing I've said about it. It's not opinion. It's all fact. And here we go. All of this debate and circular arguments and anecdotal bullshit coming out. Why can't y'all just move on? It's facts. They teach it in grade school.
It's the woman's responsibility not to get pregnant or choose the wrong man to get pregnant by. Yeah, that's real talk.
Well, the wrong man, right man, let's not even get into that conversation. That's a whole nother thing. It's a woman's responsibility to keep her choices in her body. She can't control the man. Now that's something different. Let's play fair now.
Well, that's what he said. You choosing the wrong man.
Who's the right man?
Well, I mean, wouldn't that be somebody you in a long-term committed relationship, married to, you vetted him, he done vetted you, y'all gotta understand it. Wouldn't that be?
Well, what if he appeared to be that way initially, and then 6-7 years down the road he flipped? He was a chameleon. That happens. So I mean, I just don't think that should be part of this conversation. Because then again, that's that, men do this a lot with the, oh, you need to pick better. You need to pick better. Like you just got lucky. Luck has a lot to do with it.
How so? Wait a minute, because now I'm interested in this. How so?
I was like, when I look at the men in my family, my uncles or the men that married my aunts, these dudes weren't vetting them, like had some extra sensory perception when they vetted these women greatly. They got lucky and picked a good woman, quote unquote. They got lucky. But you let them same dudes talk. Oh yeah, no, you need to pick better. You should have did this. You should have did that. They didn't do it. They didn't do the very thing they're telling you they should have done. But even so, you can vet somebody and still end up with a bad egg. I mean, that happens. People have choices. People are constantly changing. And I mean, I just don't think that should be brought into this conversation. We're talking biology. Now they talking about sociology almost when you bringing that picking into it, Sometimes you marry a monster, you don't realize it. You may not have that skill set at depending on what age you got married or what your life experience was. There's a lot that goes into that. But even though, now we agree here in the manosphere that the woman is responsible for who gets born, right? We agree with that. That's what we agree with. We also agree that men are responsible for relationships and marriage. So even if you pick a woman after you vet her and she turns out to be bad, it's still your fault, bruh. Ignorance of the law is no excuse for it. So maybe you didn't have certain information when you got married. I got married at an early age. I didn't know in my 20s what I know now. So I didn't make the best choice. I didn't know what I know now. So, but it ain't her fault. It's my fault. I don't blame her at all. Anybody's ever heard me talk about my ex-wife? I don't blame her. I blame myself. It was my fault. Even though I didn't know, it was still my fault. The information was available. I just didn't know how to get it. So I have to take that responsibility. That ain't her fault. That's my fault. I hope that makes sense. But we can't have it both ways as men. So if we gonna want to hold women accountable, we got to start holding men accountable too for our shit. the things that we are responsible for. But some of these things that the pregnancy thing, it's almost generational. Because usually when you start seeing, especially teenage pregnancy, you'll see it as a pattern in the family for generations. You'll see it. Oftentimes, you'll see it as a pattern. So how is that the man's fault and he just met the woman? That decision was made before he was even born. Because grandma did it, mama did it, aunties did it. Now the daughter's doing it. They following the same pattern. What you always say, Amanaz, if you know better, you do better, right? But we ain't gonna know better if we don't start being honest about this shit. But you can't hold one of these. Again, I was talking to a friend of mine, the one that got mad at me. Her nephews were 19 years old. I said, how you gonna hold them responsible? Say they go out here and the girl gets pregnant. And how you gonna hold them responsible? They don't even know none of this information. None of it. Because we asked them, what is a fertility window? They was like, what? They didn't know what we talking about. They had no clue. Never heard of it because they don't teach the boys about the fertility window. They teach the girls. They don't teach the boys that. Mainly, they teach the boys about condoms. Mainly. And maybe, back then, AIDS or whatever, And maybe syphilis. I think they did a class on syphilis and herpes and those kind of things, STDs back then. But they're not teaching the boys, the young men about the female body. So most men don't know how many days a woman can get pregnant. Most men don't know that answer. Hell, I've said the answer, and I guarantee there are men in here still can't answer the question. Put in the chat how many. If you didn't hear the answer earlier, I want y'all to be honest now. If you heard me give the answer, I'm not asking y'all. Those of you who didn't hear me, this is brand new. How many days out of the month can a woman get pregnant? How many days? Put it in the chat. Looking for a number, not no sentence. It's a number. How many people we got in the chat, by the way, watching?
5.
Okay. Another problem with the internet and the manosphere particularly is, and this is Oprah's fault, according to Paul Mooney. Shout out to the late, great Paul Mooney. It's Oprah's fault. Everybody think their opinions fucking matter. Sometimes you gotta learn to shut up and listen so you can learn. A lot of y'all, I know y'all were horrible students in school. I know. Y'all with them little kids is always constantly raising your hand, asking dumbass questions instead of listening and taking notes. That's why y'all weren't good students. So when somebody's teaching, everybody ain't meant to be a teacher. Everybody ain't meant to be a teacher or a trainer. So, but everybody, everybody think because they got a cell phone or get some podcasting equipment, they got something to say. They sound stupid. They don't know what they're talking about. And that's why these stupid questions get answered and you trip people up because they don't know what they're talking about. I've heard it all before. I've had these conversations dozens and dozens of times. So most of the time I know what y'all going to say before y'all say it. Heard it before. Already got multiple responses for you. Y'all playing chess. I mean, y'all playing checkers. I'm playing chess. And y'all used to dealing with Padawan learners. You dealing with a Jedi master here. But that's a lack of humility we have in today's world, in our community particularly. We don't have humility. We don't have shame. humbleness. Dunning-Kruger. What did I say earlier, right? Ain't it amazing? Dunning-Kruger. Too dumb to realize you dumb. Illusion of validity, all of them terms, you know, they all go together. Psychology 101 terms. Or for you business majors, the correlation of business would be marginal utility. You think you have a higher marginal utility than what you actually do.
Okay.
We gotta be honest. Maybe I could learn something, but you can't learn if you're constantly opening your mouth. Didn't I just say that to Red Illusion last weekend?
Yeah.
Same shit, ain't it funny? How these conversations keep getting repeated. We were talking about the Mandingos with him. Walk right into the trap. Y'all don't even be seeing it coming. They always tell lawyers not to ask questions you already don't know the answer to. You should ask a question rather you don't know the answer to. Remember the most famous case in the world, O.J. Simpson, that they got what was his name? Chris Darden with the glove, and then Johnny Cochran ate his ass up. If the glove don't fit, you must have quit. Because he didn't know the answer to the question. Does the glove even fit OJ's hand? Was the question. He jumped out there in front of the world. And that man's career has not recovered since. And that was what? 30 years ago? Over 30?
Mm-hmm.
Well, about to be 30 because that was 94. So next year, it's 29 now. It'll be 30. It'll be 30 next year. When the trial of the century started, you know. Shout out to O.J. Simpson, man. Go ahead. Even with that case, y'all millennials, you don't know. So you've heard all your life, O.J. did it.
No, he did not.
Is how he did it. How is it humanly possible for him to have done what they said he did? That's what you've never heard. It's not possible. And that's why OJ was able to get off. Because that's what his defense team proved. It's just not possible. All of this make-believe stuff that Marsha and Darden was making up. Another conversation for another day.
True.
But if any of y'all millennials want to have that conversation, I suggest you take a year and watch the whole case, as I did, because I was in college and I had to watch the whole case. Know what you're talking about. It's on YouTube. The whole case is on YouTube. Y'all just hear stuff and run with it. And you're not used to people challenging you because you're always in your feelings. And I feel. I don't know how many times I've heard Aminaz read I feel so far. Y'all feelings don't matter. My motto is fuck your feelings because they don't matter. The definition for a feeling as y'all are using it is it's a belief, especially a vague and irrational one. That's how y'all are using it. What you're saying is vague and irrational. That's irrational. It's the opposite of factual. It don't make no sense. You can't even articulate it clearly, the thing you feel about. I feel. Anybody else? Did they finish going back and forth with me?
Lord have mercy.
No, yeah. Amanaz trying to keep the conversation moving. That's why she ain't saying nothing. She know I can't see it. I'm legally blind for those of you who don't know. I can't see it. So that's why she ain't even reading. It must be not even a waste of time. It must be a waste of time.
What are you
So
talking
respect the channel. Keep it moving. I said what I said.
Wait, hold on. Okay. Yes, 11 over here. Child, we be up all night.
Moving on. Not even going to entertain it no more. I think I've answered enough of their questions, and I've handled all of them. I haven't skipped past it. Haven't shied from anything y'all said. Had an answer for everything you asked.
Well, ain't nobody really asking no questions.
I talk about that all the time on my channel. But V. What about this? What? The what about is but talk.
All right, well, we gonna stay on. We gonna take real bravado to daylight savings.
What happened?
I said we gonna hang out in these next 30 minutes, and we gonna take real bravado over daylight savings.
Oh, okay. He requested that.
No.
Oh. Shout out to Real Bravado Network. If y'all haven't already subscribed to Real Bravado, his link is in the chat as well. Please highlight it if you can. If you can go back and highlight it, so they get the Bravado Network.
Want to ask? No, somebody want to ask a question.
What's the question?
I told him to go ahead and ask. Give him a minute, child.
Oh, I didn't hear you. I'm sorry, baby. My bad, boo.
What's up, Prime Time? Oh, I need some juice. While we waiting. It is talking about how do I turn $500? How do I turn $100 into $5,000?
That's the question.
Don't do it.
Was that the question? Seriously, was that the question?
That's what you need, Prime Time?
Anton Daniels talks about that all the time. Pocket watching with JT, right? Coach Greg Adams, Blue Chip. There's plenty of guys who talk about that kind of stuff. I'm not one of them.
Yeah, JT just hit 100,000 today. We got a free financial course though too, so y'all check that out.
Yeah, there are plenty of guys they operate in that realm. It's kind of like asking a history teacher a math question. Like
he was joking, B.
Oh no, I thought somebody was being serious. That's why I was asking. I didn't know. Who's that was Prime Time that said that? Yeah, he probably was joking. Yeah. I thought it was somebody else. I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know.
I'm still waiting to hear what we're gonna do about these simps that be supporting this bullshit. Because I know we gotta do that tomorrow. We gotta talk about the chick that said she need a $500 deposit for you to for her to consider dating you.
Okay. Okay, cool. She's just gonna sit on the lot. There's a lot of people out here selling cars that they think they can get a higher price for, other than higher than the market rate value. So if she wants to set her price above market rate value, good luck with that. This is a capitalistic country, capitalist society. If she thinks she got a shot at it, prove us wrong. The market decides. Wow. So that's how I feel about that. I'm not gonna argue. I wouldn't even argue with her ass. Good luck is what I would say to her. I remember I would sell cars. People would always want more. They always thought their car was worth more as far as trading. Oh, I'm gonna go. They will always threaten you. Well, I'm gonna go sell my car somewhere else. Good luck. Good luck with that.
Child, what he say? Side note: Michael Jordan's son Marcus is a trashy ass dude. What happened?
He's talking about the Scottie Pippen's wife.
Well,
Shit.
yeah, well, hell, yeah, we know about that. I know
I
some.
think that's what he's talking about.
I thought it was some update. When the hell they supposed to be getting
Yeah,
married?
give us an update. I'd like to know.
Is he gonna pay for the Because you know she said she had got some eggs frozen. Is he gonna pay to unthaw them? That's what I want to know.
He better hold on to whatever little bit of money he got access to before his daddy cut him out the will. Michael gonna shut that whole cookie operation down in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know Michael don't like to be wrapped up in public eye like that.
Well, I mean, hell, he did enough of that himself.
Yeah. But he damn sure ain't gonna do it for nobody else.
This is
I remember when his daughter got out of pocket and he shut her ass down.
True.
A few years back.
What'd she say?
And he wrote that check to keep Juanita quiet.
Child, I'm trying to get out there too, Jess. Me too, girl.
Try to get out where?
On the dating scene.
Oh.
Yeah, well, what you want to talk about, Jess? Come on up and let's talk about it. Yeah. We need a strategy. I already told y'all what my dilemma is.
And that's understandable. I mean, that's the first time I ever heard you say it like that too.
What do you mean?
And I don't know nobody to talk to you more than me, and maybe our real Bravado. I've never heard you say it like that. So I mean, that's why I gave the advice I gave, you know. But I don't want you being down on yourself because of that. I think it's a normal reaction. I don't think this out of the realm of normal and there's anything wrong. I mean, you know. So somebody else coming up, they want dating advice, I'll give it. Come on up. I got something. But it's hard to do dating advice through the chat. So I'd rather talk to a person.
Right. I'm trying to get it again. Oh, yeah. This you asking about the Joe Smith situation. Yeah, I got some thoughts on that. Yeah, getting into that tomorrow because I need to go back and rewatch the first part to make sure I'm on point with what I want to say.
Yeah, I mean, I saw the last video of the.
Didn't I tell you that the real Bravado?
What he said?
About Sexy Red. He was like, I was like, yeah, she from there. Wow. He said that it's the sexy. He said, I live in the hometown of Sexy Red. St. Louis is full of nothing but sexy reds. It's the sexy red type of capital America. And then he said, no VB and not dating advice. LOL.
Hey, I don't even think it's just St. Louis, bro. I mean, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. And to be honest with you, when I first started seeing that kind of behavior, it wasn't even in the cities or the inner city. It was out in the rural areas where I started seeing it first. That's why I started seeing it decades ago. Them country girls is fast, man. I've been saying it. They raw.
St. Louis and Memphis are wild cousins.
Yeah, Memphis, Mississippi, New Orleans. And I ain't talking about like New Orleans. I mean like the outskirts, like Monroe, Louisiana, them kind of places, you know.
Mm-hmm. He said redhead flip-flops. Yeah, child, these chicks is wild. But again, it seems to be a market for that, which is the part I don't understand.
Well, I mean, men in general will always go after low hanging fruit, no matter what ranking he may have. They and that's 1 through 10. I don't care where the man falls on that scale. Men will always have sex or try to deal with, if we want to call it that, low hanging fruit. That's what they're gonna do. And see, women typically get confused. They think because a man they can get sexual attention from a man that they have a marriage marketplace value with a man. And they don't. Men can see two different women two different ways. It could be like, okay, I see her as my wife, and I see this one as somebody I'm gonna smash for however long, for one night or for 6 months or for 6 years. A dude will smash you for 6 years. But women try to put things into an either or all the time, and I think this is where y'all go wrong. It's not as simple as either or. And that's why, again, that's why you get these average to ugly looking chicks who would jump up on the internet and talk about how cute they are. And even the girl with the Cheesecake Factory girl, he had the nerve to take somebody to look like me here. I'm like, are you serious? Look like what? You regular looking.
Right.
And then you talk
like they might have been too good for you. They're playing.
right. You know what I mean? But they confuse those things. And I mean, going back to courting, and you hinted on this earlier. And I said it in the chat: dating versus dating with a purpose. So we originally had courting. The courting process, for those who don't know, was the elder man who was responsible for that woman was overseeing her mating strategy. It might have been the father, the brother, the uncle, elders in the community. It may have been a combination of those men. And you couldn't just approach a woman without having some kind of pre-authorization from that structure of men. You had to know a brother. You had to know a guy that, her daddy, or, he had to get permission from your father typically to talk to you. Hey, man, your daughter, is she seeing anybody? And then the father would make an assessment of that man and either allow him to proceed, or he was shut down. Oh shit. Hold on a minute. I'm sorry. Anyway, so that was pretty much courting. And then once courting started, you had to show you were serious. Like the father, like you gotta be looking to marry that man's wife. You ain't just taking her out just to smash her. So this is what dad was doing. The dads did, or the elder men did. And then they didn't like that. They were being controlled, they said. They wanted to do what they wanted. They wanted to be able to screw who they wanted to screw. Free sex, sexual liberation came in. Feminism mixed with that. The laws changed in 1970. Right? No fault divorce. All of these things opened up. So then we went to dating with purpose. So the baby boomers did a little bit of dating with purpose. They were dating now because there was no dating before. It was courting.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't no dating as we know it today in the modern sense. It was courting. You might have went over to the family house and had dinner with the whole family. You showed up with flowers for the mom. You went to the cookout. Some kind of family function. That's how it happened. It was supervised by the family. I always use the example of The Godfather when Michael was over in Italy hiding out. He had to get permission from Apollonia's dad and the brothers.
Yeah, they weren't playing no games.
They remember brothers came out with the guns. And then when they went on a quote unquote first date, all of the women in the family were following behind them. That was a good example of courting.
Yep.
But then we went into dating, which with our parents, our Generation X parents, baby boomers, for the most part, where they had a little bit of dating with purpose.
They fucked it all up because they didn't have time to be sitting around trying to help court nobody for us. They was busy out doing what the hell they wanted to do. But hang on, we got to bring somebody else up.
Yeah, but courting was done at that point. Courting has been done.
Okay.
They use the word today, but they don't use it correctly. And then we went into the now we got what we got today, which is just dating. To me, it's just hookup culture. It ain't even dating. Most of these people ain't never been on a fucking date. Never. They went over to somebody's house. They met on a dating app. They hooked up. They did a Netflix and chill kind of thing. They playing PlayStation. Those ain't dates. And just because you go on one date with somebody or you go to dinner with somebody doesn't mean you're dating them.
Exactly.
Dating is a regular thing.
Yeah, you have at least 3.
At least. Hell, me and Almanaz go out to eat regularly for years. We ain't dating. I mean, come on, y'all mix terms up.
It was Beanie, you right.
Huh?
No, he was saying it wasn't dating for them career-driven people with their calendars. Yep. Yeah, they're going to pencil in romance. Yeah.
Who said that?
Beanie.
Huh?
So you didn't date in your 40s? Who? I'm in my 40s. Prime time. No, honestly, no, because I was in my 40s. I've been in a relationship and now I'm out. So, me personally, no, I have not dated in my 40s. Oh, you know, people back then. They was doing everything in their damn 40s. They was dropping us. They was dropping us off with their mamas, and they was hitting the streets. So yeah, they was dating in their 40s.
But they still had a mindset where they were looking for long-term stuff. It wasn't a hookup culture for the baby boomers. I mean, of course, there's exceptions, but it was still frowned upon because their parents were still active. And their parents then that wasn't acceptable in the community. So there was a community back then. We don't have communities now. We just got a demographic now. Back then, there was still an active community where people knew your family name meant something. And you were thought to be a representative of your family. And you didn't want to be have a reputation of that fast girl or that trashy. That was the other word them old ladies like to use. Oh, no, she trashy or she fast.
Yeah, right. We do have grandmamas at 36.
Say what?
Now he was saying, Primetime was saying, now we got grandmamas at 36.
We've always had grandmothers at 36. So, I mean, what's the point? Why are we saying that? Hell, we had great grandmothers at 36.
This is true. Because I think my
Real big
grandparents
mamas.
my grandparents were in their 30s when my grandma was in her 30s when I was born. I think my granddaddy he was 40 or 45. He was 41.
Who was?
My granddaddy.
Granddaddy?
Yeah, when I was born.
And then his mother was still alive, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I
think I
thought
was.
somebody had a question. I was waiting. That's why I got quiet. But yeah, that dating versus courting and versus dating with a purpose. We need to get back. We really need to get back to courting, but you gotta have a family structure in place first. So it's a little premature for that. So we need to at least start. And my advice to women is let your purpose be known up front. Day one, I'm looking to get married, and you make sure you have a time frame. I'm looking to get married within the next 2 or 3 years. That's what I'm looking to do. Make sure you make that clear. So there is no and no ambiguity. Make that clear, fellas. If you're looking for a wife, and I agree with Kevin on you shouldn't even be looking for a wife until you establish yourself 35 and up at the minimum. But if you're looking for a wife, you need to be communicating that up front. I'm looking for a wife and I'm looking to get married in this time period. Even you passport bros, actually, y'all should be older. I believe the passport bros should be 40 and up because you shouldn't be a passport bro unless you got an 800 credit beacon and some positive net worth and at least been on the job 10 or 15 years. The same job and be vested. You need to have your shit together before you talk about going overseas. So we need to start putting some things in place before we talk about, you got guys that's fresh out of college. Like I was on a panel recently. The guy was like 25. Talk about going to Japan. Dude, you ain't even had a bus card before. Get the hell out of here. You ain't ready. You ain't even had no relationship experience. And fellas, stop asking that body count question. It's stupid. And you assuming they're going to tell you the truth anyway. Why even go there? The better question is relationship count. How many long-term relationships have you been in your life? More than 2 years. And let them answer it. That's the better question. Asking dumb questions about body counts. Well, you can't verify it anyway. Stupid. Waste of time questions. That's the millennials on the manosphere. Most of them are virgins anyway. It's just dumb questions. And they thought it sounded cool. Body count. I think I did a video on it, or I think I got an upcoming show on that exact topic. So I'm not going to expand on that body count right now, but it's stupid.
Well, Primetime says the body count is going to show as she moves through in the relationship.
It doesn't show nothing because you can't verify it. Can't verify it. It's gonna be a lie. The first number. And just asking that number randomly with no context tells you nothing. It's a waste of time.
Hello. Hey, Lena.
Hey, Almond Eyes.
How you doing?
Pretty good. How you doing?
I'm all right.
That's good. Our beautiful host. Hey, Izzy.
Positive vibes in the house.
Hey,
Yes.
hey, Izzy.
Hello.
Pick up your phone, Izzy.
Well, my phone is dead. I'm on my backup phone right now.
No wonder. I can't come like he's
I
like
think I need a new phone because that phone just ain't holding charge. I don't know. I'm another conversation offline, but I might have to replace that phone. It may have reached its final shelf life.
Mhm.
Mm.
How was your day?
Oh, it's been good. Am and I started some shit. I was chilling, and then she
How I
woke us
started some
all up,
shit.
and we all came running.
I'm trying to figure how I started some shit.
Nah, you got me going or whatever. I was chilling in it. You said chit chat. Let's talk about this. And you showed me that video and got me amped up.
I was
That
looking at
crazy
prime
girl in
time.
that video.
I'm looking at prime time comment. Sort of, it will kind of show you how a woman moves a body count. It depends. Like, if a woman is like, let's say
You would
she,
be assuming that the woman is telling 100%
No,
true.
no, no, no. He's saying even if she doesn't say anything, the way she moves in a relationship gonna let you know whether or not this is a dirty back hoe.
How do you get all of that from one number?
No, no, no. He's not saying no. That's not what he's saying. Listen to what I'm saying. He's saying even if she doesn't give you, if you don't have the body count conversation, the way that she moves in the relationship is gonna let you know what's going on.
Well, I mean, these guys are just walking up to women on the street asking them their body counts. So there is no relationship. I just think
yeah,
it's a stupid question.
I think so too. 'Cause, okay, let's
It
say,
doesn't tell you anything in and of itself. It doesn't tell you anything. There are other questions that could be asked better.
Married
yeah,
woman.
And I
like,
gave a solution.
Wait a minute, how the hell you
I
married and ain't getting no sex? Fuck that.
huh?
That's some. I'm reading these comments. This some new shit for me. What are you getting married not to have sex for?
Read the question.
okay,
Read the question or what they said. The comment.
So she was. Hold on. What did she say? Hold on. She was saying. She said she has some. She has married. She has some friends who married virgins, and they still not getting any sex from their wife.
Who said that?
Just
I can see that. Like, a lot of people want these pure women, and you'd be surprised how many of them don't like having sex, or they never export their body to say what sex is. That's their first partner, so they don't know what they really like, and they only going by what the person is giving them. So I can see that. But back to the body count thing, I think it depends. Like Izzy says, I agree. It's better questions to ask. I agree with him. Like, let's say how many one night stands you had. That lets you know, is she reckless? Do she just meet somebody and have sex with somebody she don't know? Or
I,
uh
but even with that question, Lena, they're not going to answer it honestly.
they might, yeah,
They're
they
not
might
going to
not.
answer. Nobody's going to say, I have one night stands once a week." Shit, I
True.
done had 20 of them. Nobody's going to say that. Even though
I,
it may be true.
I had a friend, she is like seemed like such a good girl or whatever. She's such a nice, a good girl. You would never think she had a one night stand before. When she said it, I
Those
was
be the
shocked.
ones.
I was like, "Oh
The
my
nice
god,
girls, the church
you!"
girls. Those be the wildest ones.
I'm like, "No, not you."
Those be the wild. And then
I'm hurt.
contrary to that, these ratchet hood chicks don't be as experienced as they call. It's an image. It's a
Hmm.
front. They just be talking slick.
The church is full of hoes.
That's what they've always said that. They've always said it that. Obviously, they ain't. People who disagree ain't never been to Vacation Bible School at their church. Church girls, wow. Especially preacher kids.
I have an ex. He got with a church girl. It's funny. She did seem like a good girl, and I wanted him to be with her or whatever. And she claimed she only had 3 partners ever. I think he might be her third. I don't believe it. I really don't.
And
And
you
so,
shouldn't. And
yeah,
you shouldn't.
yeah, she's a preacher's daughter. Believe it.
Oh, Jesus, definitely not. If it's a preacher's daughter, no. Don't believe it.
I can kind of think she is the best looking thing out there, and seems sheltered. Like she's like younger than me, and she wear Medea dresses and stuff. So,
But what I did earlier, right? I identified what I see as the problem is, especially with that question, body count. I'm identifying that as a problem, and I gave a solution.
one of your good questions is I like that. Like, how many
Long-term relationships over
relationships?
2 years have you had?
Right.
And by long-term relationship, I'm talking about you living with the woman or you seeing her every day. I
She a
ain't
whole
talking
freak.
about you go out on a date once every couple of months.
Okay, let me tell you like this scenario because I find this to be problematic. Um, this girl was she's a church girl, whatever. And what I thought was weird was a red flag. I was like, you don't see that. Um, she had sex on the first date, went over the house. I'm like, I was like, either she's really sheltered and delusional, but if a guy told me, let's have a date at his house, and I just met you off of like POF or something, I would be like, no. I would feel you don't know me that well. I've only been talking to you literally for like 2 weeks the most. I would not come over your house and have dinner, and not at night either. Like, this date started at 10, 11 o'clock. That ain't no date. Am I crazy?
Yeah, for the time period. Now, what if he does something like this? Like, hey, y'all been talking for a couple of weeks, and he been bragging how he's such a good cook. And then he says to you, hey, why don't you come over my house Sunday around 1 o'clock? I'll make you dinner at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Would that be acceptable?
Yeah, but he ain't no good cook. This dude can't cook. And this dude ain't
No,
got
no,
no
I'm not
job.
saying. I'm giving you a hypothetical.
Oh, yeah. I was like,
So I could see how the date could wind up in your house, with context. But how that first date ends up at 10 o'clock at night and cooking is a little odd.
Man, let's try like 11,
I ain't
12.
cooking shit at 10 o'clock for no first date.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, you don't see that as a red flag? But okay.
Well, that's the same thing with the video game one. That's a new twist on it, where dudes is luring girls to come over to play video games or whatever. And all of these girls who claim they love video games, but they don't got their own game system. So if you got your own game system, all you need is his username, and y'all can play online together. Like, why do you have to go to his house to play, sit next to him and play?
Right.
Like, I never understood that.
I'm not a gamer, but I wouldn't do it.
That's how my cousin Milt met his wife. He met his wife. They were playing Call of Duty. They was on a team. He was in South Carolina. She was in Cleveland. Another dude was in like Rochester, New York, and another dude was out west somewhere. And they was all on a team. They had a squad, and they ended up getting married.
Can we go back to an? Oh, go ahead. I understand where you coming from, but can we go back to this? Because this topic has like been irritating me, and like I'm like, this is like the biggest alarm to me in the Black community, and people don't, could talk about it. When you was talking about grades and literacy scores, like it's like making what's my favorite show on the weekend? Oh, 60 Minutes. And
Dayline.
I agree. Like I had like a similar problem. I hate to admit it. Like before the pandemic, my daughter was ahead, like with her scores and stuff. But after the pandemic, she went down in her test scores. But she is on honor roll though. And I feel like if she does do her work, she's getting the grades and the scores, but it's just not reflected in her test scores. And I feel like it's a failure to me personally because they was talking about it on 60 Minutes, the school system, when they revamped
Because
the
of COVID.
core. Yeah, when they
Mhm.
cause my kids like to me behind because of COVID, and they were saying a lot of kids lost, a lot of education and behind even writing. When the third graders came back from what you call it, when they came back from remote learning or
Virtual
whatever,
school.
yeah, they were saying please have the students work on writing and whatever because they were so used to writing on the tablet and pressing buttons that they lost that skill set. Like my daughter, she writes like I have to stay on her, like do this, Brooklyn, write this, write that, because they're not used to writing. My daughter wasn't writing for 2 years, because she was remote learning.
So what
And then
question are you asking me?
I'm saying I agree with you. Like these people, like I was saying it's kind of true. Like they be on honor roll, but they test scores aren't reflective. They just passing these kids along.
Well, these kids ain't even making honor roll.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that I'm talking about, they not even making honor roll.
Ooh.
Yeah. The parents are just lying. Because like
Mm-hmm.
I said in my example, and my example was before COVID, I would go up to the school for my kids, and my kids would always get awards and things, especially Brooklyn. By the way, both our daughters is named Brooklyn. She has a daughter named Brooklyn, and I do too.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Let's be
so
real.
anyway,
Let's come clean. We have a baby together. Stop denying our love. Just joking.
be careful
Continue,
what you
Anthony.
wish for. So, but anyway,
Let's get the love connections up here on my I-78, y'all. We're gonna get the dating show going.
Okay.
We get the love
but
connections.
yeah, no, but no, my Brooklyn, she always tests high on her EOGs. That's the end
Mm-hmm.
of grade tests. And
Mm-hmm.
she's always like in the 99th percentile or the 98th percentile for the whole state.
Mm.
And her reading level was always like 7, 8 grades ahead of everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
She's been like that all her entire life in school. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I hear people that be in the same school with my kids just lying. I'm like, your daughter don't get up there and go up on the stage with my daughter. It's my daughter, the little Muslim girl, and the little Chinese girl. Those are all three, or them three are always the ones that's up there.
Mm. I guess she gets.
Always.
I guess she gets her intelligence from her daddy.
She's just a freak of nature. She's way smarter than her brain is amazing. Just and I saw it at an early age
Mm-hmm.
with her.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm like a sponge. I could just absorb stuff, but she's on another level with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like really. And I saw how like most kids, they try different stuff and then they get it right after they've tried it a couple of times. Well, with Brooklyn, she would just sit and stare at something and do it one time and get it
Mm-hmm.
right. You'd be like, how the hell? And you could just see a little brain working. And this is
Mm-hmm.
as a toddler. You could just see it. Just
Mm-hmm.
freaking amazing. She's the youngest of my four. So I had other kids to compare her with. She got a ton of cousins
Mm-hmm.
and just my educational experience. I mean, it's just I've never seen nothing like it, you know, like her. Very, very rare type of thing. Um, Amazing. But we gotta stop lying. And what you just did is acknowledged, hey, my daughter's having an issue. I gotta get some help. I gotta figure this out. See, that's the solution. Is acknowledging the problem. That's root cause analysis.
Mm-hmm.
We can identify what went wrong and we can correct it. But too often with us as a people, We don't do root cause analysis. And we just make up shit and say and get off on tangents, and we can't stay focused to the conversation at hand. Again, it's like these. You remember in school, you had them kids always raising their hand, asking dumb questions or off-topic questions to the teacher. You get that here on the manosphere and here on the internet. They do it in the chats. We be on one line of questioning, and people just ask. They think it's a smart question, but it's really not smart because it's off topic and it's has nothing to do with the conversation. Nothing. And it takes the conversation that we're having off. Because look how we jumped. Right? What was we talking about? We was talking about body count and courting and
I'm sorry because
dating.
I was
That
listening
you
to.
know what I'm saying? We done got way off topic.
I'm sorry. It
No,
was
not
just.
you. It was happening before you. And you kind of piggybacked off of something I said, so what you said was relevant. Because you piggybacked off of something I said, you just brought it back. And people get offended because I'm calling this out. But this is how you correct the problem. We have to call it out. So, for example, one of those comments was, as a matter of fact, I don't even want to do it. I don't even want to go back to it. But some of the comments was way off topic. It's totally irrelevant. They added nothing of value to the conversation. And we got to learn. But Oprah made everybody think their comments matter and their opinions matter. Oprah did it. It's Oprah's fault.
It's Oprah's fault.
Oprah did it.
Even in the news today, like you go back to when we were kids, and we all in our 40s on here, you never heard a newscaster say, I feel. Watch major news. They say it constantly now. I feel, I feel, I feel, I feel. No facts. It's all these feelings.
I forget her name. Or I want to say, I'll never forget. It was the biggest controversy a while ago, like early 2000, maybe late 90s. It was a newscaster or something who went in and went off because they were going to have what's his name, Jerry Springer come on the show at the end of the news or whatever, give his final thought or whatever. And she said, "That's not the news." She got mad. She's like,
I
"If
know
he
what you're
comes
talking
on,"
about. I'm trying to remember whose show that was. Damn it. It was one of them talk shows from the 90s, right?
it was Jerry. Yeah, it was Jerry Springer. He was, but I
Yeah, it
forgot the
was him, but
newscast.
somebody was inviting him on their show, right?
Uh-huh.
No, I'm asking.
Oh yeah, on the news. He was gonna do the nightly news, like at the end, and put his final thought on the news. And somebody got mad, and they said if he come on, they're leaving. And because of controversy, Jerry Spring.
Well, I mean, Jerry was a shock. They called him a shock jock back then.
Yeah, he really was.
And that's what a lot of people do today. They just say things for the shock value. But they don't realize in today's world, America has been desensitized to it. So it's very, very little is shocking now. You're not even
That's true.
surprised people have the nerve to say some of the things they say. There's no
True.
humility. There's no humbleness. There's no shame. People just say anything. Anything. And I know me and my husband on here plenty times and be like, what? We be looking at each other like, what? What just happened? Like, how did they get there? We be trying to figure it out afterwards. How did they get there from here? We was talking about this. How did we get way over there? But people just do it for shock. And it's entertainment to them. It's like jumping through hoops. Like I said earlier in the chat. Some women make men jump through hoops just for the sake of doing it. Just to see how far they can go. And if you jump through that first one, they're going to make you jump through more. I guarantee it.
Yes,
It's a shit test.
Yeah, it's how much do you love me, or I'm testing our love, or crazy shit. I be like,
No,
what?
look, think about the girl at the Cheesecake Factory. She did
Hmm.
a shit test right from the rip. She made that dude wait downstairs for an hour. That was a shit test. And then once she got her way, and once she saw that he would wait, she kept pushing it
Hmm.
right away. The nerve she had. The
Yeah,
nerve she had.
that was never to me. I feel like you supposed to date is like, honestly, personally, I think a date is an interview. Like almost a future job. Like, do I like this person? Would I go a second date? Is there anything we have? That's honestly what it should be about.
Well, that interview should start before you even go on a date,
Hmm.
right?
Right.
You should start asking these questions before, some
Hmm.
background stuff before you even see this person. They need to say something to make you, hey, I want to see what this guy's like in person now. You know what I mean? They should get you, curiosity should get going, you know? Am I
Mm.
wrong about that, ladies? I mean, you tell me.
No, I agree. Cause I like, even when I talked to, when I was on dating apps and stuff like that, dating groups, I would talk to them before I meet them for a while.
It should
Like,
be something that makes you want to go to the next level.
right. Do I like you or
Something.
not? Right.
And again, those interview questions, you're right. That's what I call them. You should have, and it don't have to like sound like an interview. Well, what about this? What about that? What about this? But just you should know how to incorporate it into your normal flow of conversation,
Hmm.
so certain information gets revealed that you're interested in. You know,
Oh yeah, I do. I've had days like that before. Though, like how you said, I really felt like I was a job interview. So, are you Republican or Democrat? Stuff like that. Like, oh, okay. Um, and I understand you want to get to them. Maybe you don't know how to transition into those
but that
questions.
comes with maturity. I mean, you know, you learn these things, you know, over time. You, especially a person of a certain age.
Mm-hmm.
We're in our 40s. You shouldn't be talking to nobody who really can't articulate basic shit.
Mm.
They should be able to do that at this point.
I should mess with you. Be like, don't date Trump supporters. I'm just kidding. I don't care.
I mean, a good question I wouldn't ask a woman how many kids she had. I would ask her how many times she's been pregnant.
Oh, that's a better one.
Yep, because that's a different answer.
That's a
Could
different
be
answer.
different, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then that opens up for more questions. So, because first of all, she's going to pause.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's say she said, well, I've been pregnant 6 times. Well, of those 6 times, how many of those have resulted in children?
Mm-hmm.
And of those children, how many were born out of wedlock, or were you married? You know, when you had those, you know, now you could
Mm-hmm.
take the conversation different places. And I hope I'm
Mm-hmm.
giving somebody some good ideas. I mean,
Yeah,
again,
that's a good question.
even with what do you bring to the
Mhm.
table? Which I hate that question.
Oh
It's
yes,
stupid. Fellas, stop asking women that question. It's a stupid
and
question.
women too. And stop asking men that question.
Here is the solution. Again, that's the problem. I'm identifying the problem. I'm giving y'all a solution. Ask this question instead. What are you willing and eager to do for the man you want? And shut up. See what they say.
Oh, that's a good question.
Ask that question. It's the same question, but you're asking it in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
That replaces that. What do you bring to the table? And submissiveness and all of that stupid questions. You don't use submissive, use cooperation.
I like that better.
There are ways to say it. We know these are trigger words, so why are you triggering? So again, don't say, what do you bring to the table? What are you eager and willing to do for the man you say you want? What are you willing to do for him? And
I
see what
like
she got to say.
this one. I don't know. I like this one. I don't know if it's a good question, but I always like, I've gotten it before. What do you think a role of a wife is, or what do you think a role of a husband is? I
And
thought that was a good.
basic.
Mm.
Because if
Uh,
you ask the question the way I'm asking it, you're gonna get that answer.
yeah.
Or you're gonna be able to dig for the answer a little bit more in the flow of a natural conversation.
Right.
And you want it to be like and that's what the best interviews are. It's a conversation.
Mhm.
You don't want to ask standard interview questions. You
Mhm.
know, if you've been doing some hiring for any period of time, you get better at it, and you learn how to fix people because people prepare for those questions. I don't
Mhm.
like people preparing for my interviews,
Oh, yeah. I be
and I warn
practicing.
them up front. I'm going to ask you questions you've never been asked before.
Oh, yeah.
I
That's
warn them,
because I do practice that for interviews. I always try to have like a good question.
especially if you job hunting. You know what they're
Hmm.
going to say before they say it most of the time.
Yeah, like what are your
Call
strengths?
centers.
What
Watch
are your
this. Harmonize.
weaknesses?
Remember them call centers early 2000s?
Mm-hmm.
Sprint used to ask the same questions as Verizon, as Bell South, as Convergence. You
Mm-hmm.
had to take that computerized test. Do you know anybody who's ever stolen anything?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I remember
That
those
was always on the damn question.
Yeah.
What was the other one? They would always slip in there. Do you think it's okay to take company supplies home from work?
Mm-hmm.
But all of these companies was asking the same questions.
questions.
So if you failed, and then they show you the questions you got wrong. So if you failed it at one job, you go to the other three jobs, you better pass it because it's the same test.
You say you better pass it.
Can you count to 10? It would be stupid questions like that. It'd be the same question. Bell South, Convergence, Sprint. They all ask the same questions.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Especially when they break out
Dumb.
with that tell me about the time when bullshit.
Mhm.
But what they found is some companies sold the software to all of these companies. It was a bright idea. But what they realized is once the software got out there, everybody learned, they adjusted to it. The market adjusted to it. So you didn't create better hires. Maybe initially you did, but once it was out there for at least a year, it was worthless because they didn't keep updating the questions. They didn't keep up with the updated questions. So you asking the same questions, over and over and over and over again. People just going from call center to call center to call center. That's all he was doing. So you could be hiring somebody else's garbage. They just learned how to hack the test. They learned how to like life hack the test. That's all he did. That's why the in-person interview is more important than those bullshit standardized tests. And Convergence got in trouble with this when they was hiring their salespeople because they started hiring a lot of bad salespeople. And they couldn't figure out why. I said, look how you hire them. You got people who've never done sales hiring salesmen using standardized tests. It doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way. But we got to learn how to communicate and articulate better as men, I believe, especially men of a certain age. But us as black people in general, especially those of us claiming to have these degrees, see, we use that verbiage. The fact is, the vast majority of us don't have a degree from a four-year university. The vast majority of us. That's the truth. But people like to say it. They like to just use the words. You ain't got no LinkedIn profile. That's why Kevin specified the LinkedIn profile. Because if you worked in the industry for some period of time, we would be able to see that on your LinkedIn profile. We could see you can't just create a LinkedIn profile today because you ain't gonna have no friends in your industry. You're gonna be friendless. You ain't gonna have no coworkers. You ain't gonna have none of that from a seasoned LinkedIn profile. That's why he added that. But y'all just think because you can put it on Facebook a certain way, it matters. No, we don't go by Facebook. We go by LinkedIn because it says a lot more. What's your Indeed profile? What's your career builder profile? We see your resume. Let's see it. Let's see what your resume look like. But people lie. They lie so much. But they don't realize the way they articulate themselves, the way they communicate them. They're on here on these panels and online. It says a lot about them. 70% of your communication is nonverbal. So you could say you got a degree in whatever all day long, but you run. My grandmother always said, if you everybody's an expert until the real expert shows up. Everybody. Every black person you know is a doctor, a mechanic, or a lawyer. That's what the old people used to say. And it's still true. We don't like admitting we don't know something. We lie so much. Or maybe I'm just the one that's seeing it. I don't know. But this is what I see. I call it out. I can just tell when people lie. They don't know basic one-on-one stuff. So I'm like, I know you ain't got a degree in this shit because you don't even know one-on-one stuff. Like stuff you should know. But we were talking about the fertility window before you came up earlier, Lena. Lena.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We were talking about the fertility window before you came up earlier.
Mm-hmm.
How many days can you get pregnant in a course of a month?
And 5 or 6, whenever that egg is in place.
Right. But you got people who don't know that. 5 to 7, they don't know that. They just have no clue. And it's just amazing, And these people are parents. They're parents, for God's sake. I mean, I think you should have to be somebody need to give you some kind of IQ test before you leave that hospital. So that way we can get you some special help if you need it with that child you about to be responsible for. It's just amazing. I mean, you got to have a license for all kind of stuff, but you can make a baby with no license, or nobody certifying you. They just let you walk out the hospital with a baby. Good luck. Nature gonna take its course. And we wonder why our kids are failing. So you brought up the fact that they were failing because of COVID, or that it set them back, but they were failing before COVID. It got worse during COVID. They were already failing. It was a downward trajectory before COVID, nationwide. But we lie. I'm telling you, everybody you talk to, child is a genius. Oh, my child on the honor roll. My child's smart. Then where are all these dumb kids that are failing at? Where are these kids who can't read at? Where are them people at? How come we don't ever see them? And that's the majority of them, the vast majority of them.
Oh, because they passing them along.
Lying.
They passing them along. That's why they passing them along.
I'm talking about the parents. Yes, they are getting passed along. I agree, but I'm talking about you running into parents.
They just had a
parents
scandal.
are part of the problem too.
Yeah, they think, oh, they get good grades. You gotta look at their test scores.
My baby getting good grades, right?
Mm-hmm. You see, they just had a scandal. I want to say, was that New Orleans or Atlanta? One school they was falsifying the grades.
Oh yeah, we saw that recently. What was that?
Yeah.
Was it Atlanta? It might have been Atlanta.
Yeah, and they talking about giving them some time for that.
They should. They should. You got any more comments, Amana?
Nah, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up.
Yeah. You know, me and Lena can ramble all night. So.
Yeah. We're gonna give y'all some private time. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. All my watchers, the watch crew, I appreciate y'all stopping by. We will be back tomorrow.
Hit the like on the way out if you haven't already hit it. Please subscribe.
Absolutely. Share, subscribe. Please join us again tomorrow. We will be discussing the whole Joe Smith saga. I got some
That's
things
tomorrow.
That's tomorrow. We're gonna start from the beginning. We'll go to the present day because this chick still running her mouth and she don't get it, but this ain't all her fault. So until then, guys, again, thank you, watchers, for stopping by. I truly appreciate it. I love you all. Again, like, share, subscribe if you have not. Hit the Cash App if you feel the need. And until then, bye.